sets, ladies and gentlemen. You're in for a real treat. The high flyer, Evan Bourne, from Monday Night Raw.
I thought you were saying don't adjust your set because your face looks blurry.
Thanks.
It always looks that way. But you're right. Evan Bourne, one of the most exciting young men in the entire WWE.
Evan Bourne set for high-flying action here tonight on WWE Superstars as we approach breaking point from Montreal a week from Sunday, where every main event is some sort of submission match.
Oh. Here's a man that can make you submit in a minute.
Wow.
And from Los Angeles, California, weighing in at 265 pounds, the masterpiece, Chris Master.
Michael, do you realize that Chris Masters has muscles in places you don't even have places?
This is a classic matchup here tonight of power in Chris Masters versus speed in Evan Bourne.
And I want to remind you that WWE Superstars is brought to you by Whiteout, starring Kate Beckinsale, in theaters everywhere next Friday.
So Evan Bourne, the strategy appears to be fairly simple. Stay away from Masters' master lock. But how simple is that?
Well, I don't know, but you're right. That's on the top of the list. Look at the size difference. This Chris Masters, this guy, it looks like he's chiseled out of stone. He's just huge.
Well, Masters outweighs Evan Bourne by nearly 100 pounds. And Evan Bourne's not going to want to go toe-to-toe or face-to-face with Masters. Going to have to use his speed and agility, like you see there, to keep Masters off balance.
Well, that's what Evan Bourne is capable of doing. Whoa, look at that kick almost to the face of Chris Masters. That's another thing. Chris Masters is so proud of his, not only his physique, but his, you know, he thinks he's got these movie star good looks. Anybody ever even attempts to rearrange that face of his, he snaps. He goes nuts.
Well, he looks almost like a sculpture. WWE Universe firmly behind Evan Bourne in the early going, and well, he went for the
oh my goodness,
drop toe hold, and Chris Masters counter. Again, power winning out that time. Evan Bourne been locked in an issue with Chavo Guerrero concerning Hornswoggle over the past couple of weeks.
Get him out! Well, Chavo has been locking up with Hornswoggle over the past several weeks.
He can't beat him.
You think Chavo would finally have enough?
Evan with a high elbow.
Now this is what Evan Bourne is going to have to do. Like you said, keep Chris Masters off his game. Oh, no.
I say, if you're working the leg of Masters, you can take the power game out of play, but not there. What a vicious clothesline by the 6'4", 275-pound Masters. And in the early going, Masters punishing Bourne. Hooks the leg. This could be a, I'd say a quick night for Masters, but a kick out by Bourne. The thing about Evan Bourne we've seen since he's come over to Raw, King, is just great resilience and great guts.
Well, that's another move that Evan Bourne was able to avoid, and that's what Evan's going to have to do, is try to stay on the move. Look at this.
Again, there's great ability and agility of Bourne. And Evan Bourne loves to fly, and he feels very comfortable on the top rope as he shows you there.
Nice missile drop kick.
Right to the jaw. Here's the cover. Chris Masters, who rolls out before the referee can get in position.
And once again, Masters so strong. I mean, Evan, oh my goodness.
You know, King, we've seen Evan Bourne beat bigger men. Ooh, remember what he did to Jack Swagger a number of weeks ago. Big upset on Raw, but Chris Masters seems to have Bourne scouted perfectly.
Well, sometimes when you're as big as Jack Swagger, when you're as big as Chris Masters, and you just look on paper or you know, watch a match of Evan Bourne, you think the size and strength difference is such that he's going to be a walk in the park, but Evan Bourne has surprised a lot of opponents. Whoa!
Just like he did there. Masters telegraphed it as Bourne held on, and Bourne tries to build a bit of momentum. Ooh, and again, grounded.
That's about 3 times now that Evan Bourne has tried to get some momentum and hit one of those big moves off the ropes, and every time he's been stopped in his tracks by Masters.
You know, we were talking about this a couple of weeks ago, King. So impressed with the way that Masters has returned to World Wrestling Entertainment after a couple of year absence.
Oh, I thought Masters was going for that master lock instead.
Continues to wear down the lower back
And those big right hands to the side of Evan Bourne's face. Evan may be out here. I think Masters thinks it's time.
Set up Bourne. Perhaps for that. Look at this. Ooh! Backbreaker driving the knee right to the kidneys.
And now look at the pressure he's putting on the back of Evan Bourne there.
Well, this is one way to ground a high flyer.
Well, Evan may have to tap out and submit here.
Bourne trying to fight his way out of it. Tried with knee to the temple, didn't work.
Hey, look at this!
But a great counter.
Evan turned that move into a flying head scissor.
And at the very least, Bourne has bought himself a little bit of time.
Oh, no.
And again, Chris Masters.
This is not good.
Dominating Evan Bourne. Here's the power of the masterpiece. And the only saving grace for Bourne was being able to roll out of the ring. But Masters has grounded the high flyer. Can Evan Bourne get back in it when Superstars returns? Back on WWE Superstars, what has happened during the commercial break is much the same. Chris Masters is punishing Evan Bourne.
And he has targeted the lower back of Evan Bourne, and this may be it.
Here Masters yelling at Bourne, give it up. Bourne's body contorted, but still fight left perhaps in Bourne.
I don't know how. But you're right. Evan Bourne trying to break the grip. And he has. And does he have the strength to roll him? No.
Masters has the strength, though. Look at Chris Masters.
Oh.
The power. That just enraged Masters even more.
Evan Bourne in a world of trouble now.
Well, Masters has come back to WWE so aggressive. Never had this mean streak when he was here the first go-round, and I tell you, he has picked up the pace.
Get him out! Get him out, Masters!
Had the opportunity to speak to Chris Masters yesterday, as a matter of fact, and you're right. I mean, that's one of the things. Oh, he made it clear. He said, I'm not out to win any popularity contest. I don't care who likes me or who doesn't like me. I'm just going to win matches, is what he told me.
What do you got, Evan? Nothing.
Masters once again going for that modified backbreaker.
Gut wrench into the backbreaker. And look at the way that Bourne's body contorted again. All the pressure of the lower back. Then Masters MO for this entire match. Bourne trying to fight his way back into this, but I don't know how much he has left.
Oh, my goodness, look at this. Evan Bourne kicking, trying to change that center of gravity.
Using the elbow as a weapon. And Bourne made it
to the ropes.
Oh, and another clothesline.
Look at poor Evan Bourne. Turned right onto his head.
Using all the energy he can muster just to break out of these holds, and when he does, look at this, rolls him up, he's got Masters here, and almost stole one.
Oh. Chris Masters had better not lose that focus. He had better not count Evan Bourne out.
And a high knee caught Masters, and Masters is reeling a bit. And this could be the opening that Bourne needs.
And Bourne cannot. He just,
look at this.
He's trying to match strength. There we go.
The Hurricane Rana. And suddenly Evan Bourne is building a little momentum.
There's a nice move. Look at that.
Quickly to the cover. What an upset this would be. He got it. No. Kick out at 2.5.
Oh, that was so close. So close. Watch out.
Masters using his power to force the issue.
Look at
went for the crossbody.
The strength caught in midair. And
Bourne went for the master lock, and Bourne slipped through. Masters was going for the master lock, and Bourne somehow slipped out of it.
Well, you know Evan Bourne's been expecting. Oh, my goodness, did you hear that collision?
And there's the opening. post. Masters is stunned. Masters is stunned.
What an opportunity here. Watch this.
Airborne! Evan Bourne has upset Chris Masters.
Oh, man.
Here's your winner, Evan Bourne.
The entire match, Chris Masters dominated. The outcome never seemed in doubt. But Evan Bourne found an opening, and boy did he ever capitalize.
About 90% of the offense in that match belonged to Chris Masters. But just that one opening, let's look back. This is what turned it around when Masters missed this move right here. Oh, and you hear that collision. Yeah! And then the knee to the head, and Masters was set up for airborne.
Evan Bourne only needed a couple of seconds. A picture-perfect airborne. And Evan Bourne with an absolutely huge win here on WWE Superstars.
Chris Masters is not in a good mood.
Next is a tag team bout second one fall. Introducing first from Miami, Florida, weighing 259 pounds, Montel Vontavious Porter, MVP.
Well, fireworks always a large part of Christmas, of New Year's Eve.
Yeah. You're stuck in a time warp there, aren't you? You had a great Christmas. That's why you want to relive it and relive it. I'll tell everybody I got Michael a puppy for Christmas. He stayed up all night long trying to figure out where to put the batteries.
MVP teams with Chris Masters in tag action versus Jack Swagger and Carlito. Our main event on Superstars is next. We are back on this New Year's Eve edition of WWE Superstars from Monday Night Raw. MVP set for tag team action. Here comes his partner.
And his tag team partner coming to the ring by Torres from Los Angeles, California, weighing 265 pounds. He's the masterpiece, Chris Masters.
Well, Chris Masters' dancing pecs have obviously caught the attention of Eve. Remember a couple of weeks on Raw when she held the mistletoe in the ring? And
Oh, yeah.
Chris Masters got to, well, enjoy
What'd you call them, the dancing
the
pecs?
dancing pecs of Chris Masters.
The pectoral muscles that are as talented as Chris is, but boy, I'm going to go back to the gym if that's what it takes to impress girls like Eve.
I don't think you'll ever have pecs like Chris Masters. Maybe not.
You're right.
You did grow a mighty mean beard today.
I spit in the face of people who don't want to be cool.
Introducing their opponents first from the Caribbean, weighing 220 pounds, Carlito.
You know, Carlito and Masters used to be buddy, but they've gone their separate ways.
Look at Carlito's hair. It looks like he's already started celebrating the New Year.
Carlito felt the effects of the Master Lock a couple of weeks ago on Monday Night Raw.
And his tag team partner from Perry, Oklahoma, weighing 263 pounds, the All-American Jack Swagger.
I'll tell you something about Swagger. He might be okay once you got to know him, but I don't want to take the chance. Do you? Did you say something? Did I? What?
Well, sorry, Eve was just sat down next to me again at ringside.
Wow, how did I miss that?
That's 2 weeks in a row she actually sat on my side of the pitch. What's that all about?
What's wrong with that?
So tag team action, Masters MVP versus Swagger and Carlito here in our main event on WWE Superstars.
Check this out. Is my pec moving?
No, darn, not at all. Well, it's moving, but not the way you want it to.
Rats.
So MVP gonna start things off against Carlito. Both of these men, former United States champions.
I think it always is distracting to me.
What is? Oh, Eve.
No, Carlito's hair. better looking hair than that in my shower drain.
MVP trying to back Carlito into the corner. Nice reverse by Carlito. How does he do his hair, I wonder?
Oh, man.
Did he do anything good, you think?
That's a question that I won't answer. That would be a good job for you this week. Interview Carlito about his hair.
Investigative reporting.
Yeah, that's the last thing on his mind. Forget about his hair. He's putting the boots to MVP.
Well, what is on the mind of these tag teams here tonight is closing off 2009 on a high note. And MVP looking to go that way. Nice clothesline on Carlito. Quickly, first cover of the matchup, hooks the leg, and Carlito kicks out at 2. Chris Masters almost like a new man since he's been hanging out with Eve.
Yeah, that's what you were going to say. Since his pecs started dancing, but right. I think hanging out with Eve would make a new man out of anyone.
Jack Swagger in off the tag, and there's Masters. Of course, Eve. Nice leg drop to MVP toward the cover. Hooks the leg on MVP and a kick out at 2. Swagger had one heck of a 2009, ladies and gentlemen, including a couple of weeks ago, a match against John Cena on Monday Night Raw that was just spectacular. Swagger going toe-to-toe with Cena the entire night.
I think Chris Masters is going to celebrate with Eve tonight, New Year's. Bring in the
I
New
would
Year's.
imagine.
Get that New Year's kiss.
It is New Year's Eve. You're not the only one that can do comedy.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, man!
MVP, big knockdown on Swagger, and MVP building a little bit of momentum. He's had a great 2009 as well.
Uh-oh. I think MVP is feeling something a little special here. Gonna go. All in! Oh!
Dropping the elbow, and Jack Swagger wisely rolls out of the ring.
Hey, wait a minute. I think, yeah, incoming!
Masters and MVP are flexing and balling. Can they keep it up when we return to Superstars? We are back on WWE Superstars. During the commercial break, Jack Swagger and Carlito took control of MVP and Chris Masters in this tag team matchup.
Yeah, you're right, and this is exactly how it happened during the break. It looked like MVP had things well in hand, but as MVP was about to get back in the ring, Carlito was a distraction, and then Swagger blasted MVP off the ring right into that retaining wall, and MVP has been down since.
The official was doing what he had to do, watching the action in the ring. His view obstructed, and Carlito took advantage. And Eve, a look of concern on her face.
Is that what that is, a look of concern?
Yeah, how would you describe her relationship with Masters?
I don't know. I really don't. I want to talk to Chris about that, but I could give Chris some words of advice about divas.
Sure you could.
I'm really serious.
Look at this cover.
Divas, Michael, are like cell phones. They love to be held and talked to. But if you press the wrong button, you get disconnected. So I'm going to tell Chris about that.
You know all about that.
Oh, yes.
Carlito continues to wear down MVP. MVP desperately trying to get back into it. Needs to make a tag to Masters.
Instead, he's tagging Carlito with those big right hands.
Masters hasn't been in this matchup yet, I don't believe. Oh, what a drop kick right on the jaw. And that's just a hint of the ability Carlito has. Hook to the leg. MVP kicks out at 2. Here comes the 263-pounder from Perry, Oklahoma, Jack Swagger, the All-American American. And why that is.
MVP was getting close to the tag over there.
That's great strategy, pulling MVP back to the wrong corner. Keeping MVP away from Masters so he can't make the tag.
Swagger from Oklahoma University. They're in a bowl game. I know you're looking forward to the Rose Bowl tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
I just want to tell you that you will enjoy the Rose Bowl a lot more if you don't enjoy the Punch Bowl tonight so much like you did last year. Come on, MVP, you got to fight up.
Trying to get
you're right. Chris Masters has not been the legal man in this match yet.
And look at the strength of Swagger. So powerful, so quick. MVP great throw. Could be the opening he needs. Rose toward the corner. Can he get to Masters?
He's close.
Swagger needs to make a tag as well. Swagger does, and so does MVP.
Oh, huge clothesline from Chris Masters. He's on a roll here. Oh, yeah.
The 275-pound Masters And Carlito with an elbow, went for the cheap shot to MVP. Look at the strength of Masters.
My gosh!
And Eve is loving it here at ringside.
Everyone in this arena loving it right now.
The pecs are a-dancing, and it could be Master Lock time.
There it is!
Master Lock. And had to release it because Swagger.
He's got Swagger in the Master Lock!
Master Lock the Swagger. MVP gonna make sure Swagger's taken out. Carlito, backstabber from behind. And the distraction costs Masters and MVP.
The winners of this match, the team of Jack Swagger and Carlito.
Well, I guess you got to give Carlito credit, King. Right place, right time, took advantage.
Well, you're right. I mean, that is really staying focused. It looked like everything was going the way of MVP and Chris Masters. Masters had not just Carlito, but Swagger as well in that Master Lock. Look at this. He sees Carlito coming towards him. He wants MVP in on the action, but then with his back turned and the referee looking the other way, whoa, man, the backstabber.
And Carlito and Swagger pick up the victory here on Superstars. Great way to end 2009. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Happy New Year, everybody. King, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, Michael. Happy New Year, everyone.
And we will see everyone in 2010. Thanks for joining us.
I am perfection. Perfection. I am perfection.
Following contest is scheduled for one fall, making his way from Hollywood, Florida, weighing in at 223 pounds, Dolph Ziggler.
Welcome back to WWE Superstars as we get geared up for our main event. We talked about it, the sleeper hold versus the Master Lock. It's going to be very interesting.
These are both time-tested submission holds. Both men are perfect at applying their submission hold, and perfection is the road you need to travel down.
Just days away from Over the Limit, Swagger versus The Big Show for the World Heavyweight Championship.
And from Los Angeles, California, weighing in at 265 pounds, the masterpiece, Chris
Speaking of heavyweights, there he is, the flawless physique of Chris Masters, 6'4", 265 pounds. Masters coming over to SmackDown via the WWE Draft.
Well, Masters' height and weight advantage will be conducive to applying the full Nelson, the Master Lock, because Masters can lean over his shorter opponent. But Dolph Ziggler's sleeper hold lends itself to taller opponents because Dolph can climb his opponent per se and lock in the sleeper hold.
We saw just how devastating the Master Lock could be right here on WWE Superstars when he beat Chavo Guerrero with that very hold.
And what I like about Dolph Ziggler is he didn't come up with a cute name for the sleeper hold. It was the sleeper hold when Chief Jay Strongbow used it. It was the sleeper hold when Roddy Piper used it. It's the sleeper hold when Dolph Ziggler uses it.
So you're saying you don't like the Master Lock?
No, but it's a full Nelson. I mean, Ken Patera or Billy Jack Haynes never called it anything, but I guess Chris Masters does it better than anyone else. Those were all guys that used the full Nelson.
Thank you.
Okay, just checking.
Just learning.
Yes, I know.
Oh.
So I think the appeal of Chris Masters is not only his
is that the
size,
appeal?
well, his size and his jovial nature, you know, really appeals to the younger members of the WWE Universe and the female fans, but it's the aggression and the ability to get things done in the ring that really ingratiates Masters to the rest of the WWE Universe.
It's called the pectoral dance, by the way.
No fancy name?
It's pretty straightforward. And Dolph Ziggler right now playing a little bit of hide and seek, avoiding the bigger, stronger Chris Masters at all costs.
I think what Ziggler's trying to do is establish that he is the faster of the two, and right now takes advantage.
And now that aggression pouring out from Dolph Ziggler. Ziggler, an amateur champion, has set a record of 82 pins during his collegiate career at Kent State University, a record that still stands to this day. So watch for Ziggler trying to do some mat wrestling if he can against Masters.
Didn't something else historic happen at Kent State?
Yes. You want to talk history now? Yes. Oh, here we go. Masters trying to lock in the masterpiece. Or the master lock, rather, as Ziggler scurries out.
Well, Dolph was very wise to get away, because if Chris Masters can clasp his fingers together 9 times out of 10, the match is over.
There was a period there for about a year that no one was able to break the master lock.
Well, think about it. You got a 6'4", 260-plus pound guy behind you, pushing down on your neck. Your arms are trapped. I mean, the only way out really is to drop to your bottom. But the way Masters has you locked in, there's really no counter to the master lock once it's cinched.
Or somehow get to the ropes. But Ziggler will just rather avoid being locked in at all costs. Then you don't have to worry about how to get out.
Now, you mentioned Dolph's collegiate background, but what does it say that Dolph has chose to punch and kick in this contest?
Wouldn't it be chosen?
Yes.
So you learned too.
Yes. Still, answer my question.
It says a lot.
I mean, you're a first-time viewer tuning in, and here you hear that this young man with the blonde hair is a collegiate, a standout, and yet all he's doing is punching and kicking. I mean, it lends itself to your disdain.
Well, perhaps
Whoa!
Masters was expecting that, and Ziggler bringing something different to the table, and it was working momentarily, but not so much right now.
This is what I like, the college education of Dolph Ziggler. Who will prevail? We'll find out when Superstars continues next.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are just days away from Over the Limit. It will be Jack Swagger versus the Big Show for the World Heavyweight Championship. And last Friday on SmackDown, we saw Big Show choke slam Jack Swagger through this very announce table.
Big Show was sitting right next to me, and the camera couldn't see, but he had his hand down on the table. I put my hand right next to Big Show's. You have no idea the size of this man's hand. Nonetheless, clenched into a fist and coming right at your face.
It's 16 inches in diameter. I know exactly how big it is, actually.
Todd Grisham, ladies and gentlemen.
Right now, though, the massively strong Chris Masters.
Interesting there. Very wise. Attack the quads and then go to the abdominal region.
And you're right, Matt. Dolph Ziggler has not tried to take this match to the mat. He's stood up and thrown punches with Chris Masters, and it hasn't been the wisest of strategies.
Here we go. This could be strategy.
Oh! Ziggler kick to the skull, and out comes Chris Masters.
Great rule-breaking minds think alike. Dolph Ziggler takes advantage. Watch how the momentum changes right there. Oh!
Great athleticism shown there by Dolph Ziggler as well, especially when you consider the abuse that he's taken so far in this match.
The referee is counting. As my voice cracks, I'm excited. Chris Masters has to a count of 10 to make it back into the ring.
And Ziggler, trust me, will be over the moon if he can win via countout.
Is that like over the limit?
At 9 and back in comes Chris Masters.
And now Dolph Ziggler will have to turn up the intensity.
I was waiting for you to parlay the over the moon comment into Buzz Aldrin hosting Raw this week.
That would have been good.
But you didn't take it. It would have been. A knee there from Dolph Ziggler. Are you surprised at how physical Ziggler's trying to be with the bigger, stronger Masters?
Not at all. Dolph Ziggler is hell-bent on being noticed, hell-bent on achieving WWE Championship glory, and the only way to do that is to be aggressive. You wouldn't know.
And aggressive Ziggler has been. A cover here. You wouldn't know either. You were never a champion.
I was aggressive, and I can be right now if you want to keep running your mouth.
And now Ziggler working Chris Masters' arms.
And again, the same strategy applies. If the left arm is rendered incapacitated, how can Chris Masters apply the Master Lock?
Neither one of these superstars have been able to lock in their patented holds. Neither the sleeper nor the Master Lock. There's some strength from Chris Masters. And Ziggler with a standing vertical drop kick. And this may be the opportunity Ziggler was looking for. Has the leg hooked using his entire body weight, but Masters still able to power out at 2.
This is where Masters' 260-plus pound frame could be a detriment. That's a rear chin lock. It is akin or a cousin to the sleeper hold. If Dolph can, see, Dolph just lost it there. If Dolph could bring his hand over Chris Masters' forehead and temple, that would be the sleeper hold. But look at this.
Masters' shoulders were down briefly.
It's a beautiful submission hold. The legs compressing the ribs makes it harder to breathe, and it goes back to my point about Masters' size. Remember, he's a big guy. It takes a lot of oxygen and a lot of blood to get that machine going.
Damage has been done by Ziggler. I don't know too many superstars that have tried to employ this strategy against Masters, but that's exactly what Ziggler is doing, not backing down, showing the aggression he's become famous for.
Dolph Ziggler is a smart, bright, witty competitor. Working the knee is certainly the way to go on a 6'4" opponent.
Ziggler again, exhausted, crawling to his target. The cover. 2.
Hooking the same leg that he attacked earlier in the match.
I mentioned earlier that Dolph Ziggler had faced off against Kofi Kingston in the Intercontinental Championship tournament. Kofi versus Christian. Who do you favor in that match?
Well, that is going to be a high-flying contest. Both men have been Intercontinental Champion before. I have to give the nod to Christian, based solely on his veteran wherewithal.
It's a can't-miss match on Friday Night SmackDown. Look at Chris Masters.
Electric chair, and down goes Ziggler.
Look how woozy Masters is.
Well, remember, Ziggler had that shin lock on, and again, it is akin to the sleeper. Masters is going to have to recuperate here.
And now Ziggler going up, and Masters had him scouted perfectly. And catapults Ziggler right to the top turnbuckle.
That's Masters' height coming into play.
And some strength. Listen to the impact of the massive frame here of Chris Masters. And he did that with ease.
If you notice, if you get a shot of the way Chris Masters breathes, those are bodybuilding breaths. Those are regiments. Quick breaths in and out allows you to have stamina and endurance.
And a roll up here from Ziggler. Has the trunks as well, but still Masters out. Dolph Ziggler will do anything to win, ladies and gentlemen. You can't put anything past Dolph Ziggler. Nice 1-2 combination from Masters. Ziggler looks flat out on his back. And a foot on the rope.
Perfect ring placement from Dolph Ziggler.
Masters thought it was all over.
Now Masters is creating space, perhaps setting up for the master lock.
The ropes just saved Ziggler once. They won't be able to save him again as he crawls out. Well done by Ziggler, using the ropes as an offensive weapon.
That was brilliant.
Great in-ring
Hook
ability.
it in, there's the sleeper hold.
Ziggler trying to lock it in. Masters fighting with all he's got.
Ziggler has to get that top hand fixed along the temple. Right on the side, right next to your eye. You can feel it. It's where you get headaches.
And Masters using every fiber of his being to power out of this. And now into the master lock.
Trying to parlay it into a submission hold of his own.
A great game of chess here by both these superstars.
That's where Masters' height is a detriment.
And now look at the zigzag.
Roll him up, baby.
Ziggler goes back to basics. And the zigzag helps Ziggler with a big win here tonight.
This is why Dolph Ziggler is so dangerous, because if it's not the sleeper hold, it could be the zigzag, and either can come at any time. Congratulations, Dolph Ziggler.
Ziggler reverts to plan B, and it works out perfectly for Dolph Ziggler. The sleeper hold, it wasn't the night for the sleeper hold. Instead, he reverts to the zigzag, and he nailed it.
Oh, Chris Masters was rolling here. Watch here. Backbreaker, sidewalk slam, goes for a cover here, and then the master lock was not to be tonight, Todd.
Ziggler able to get out before Masters was able to lock in the master lock. And then the one moment, the one spot in the match that Chris Masters turned his back on Ziggler, and Dolph took full advantage. Find out who'll be our next Intercontinental Champion, Kofi Kingston versus Christian on Friday Night SmackDown.
scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from Marietta, Georgia, weighing in at 223 pounds, Cody Rhodes.
Welcome back to WWE Superstars from Friday Night SmackDown. My name is Todd Grisham. This is Matt Stryker. We've been in Canada all week long. As you can see, Matt trying to shamelessly suck up to the home crowd with that dapper pin.
I'm a big hockey fan. I'm a big Rush fan. I'm a big fan of Canada. And why not? I'm also a real big fan of Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes, a second-generation superstar. Everyone knows who Cody's father is, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
Hall of Famer, American Dream, Dusty.
And from Los Angeles, California, weighing in at 265 pounds, the masterpiece, Chris Mister.
Take a look at the man they call the masterpiece. And if you need me to tell you why, then your problems are far greater than anything I can ever help you with. Chris Masters is well over 6 feet 4 inches tall, weighs in over 260 pounds, and I think you'll be hard-pressed to find anyone as powerful as Chris Masters.
Matt used to go to the gym. What kind of effort and dedication does it take to have a chiseled physique like Chris Masters?
Well, it's not only time in the gym, it's diet, it's sleep, and it's a lifestyle. I do know, though, that Chris Masters spends a lot of time doing wide grip dumbbell presses and other things to really emphasize the pectoral region. Do you know what a dumbbell press is? Here, I'm doing it right now.
You're pushing me. He's pushing me, ladies and gentlemen.
There you go.
So here we go to SmackDown Superstars who were recently on Raw. Both Cody Rhodes and Chris Masters coming over during the 2010 draft.
It's interesting, those machines in the gym, the pec deck and the fly, they really lend themselves to Chris Masters' in-ring ability. You'll notice that Chris likes to get his arms around his opponent, push and pull, and those are the movements he uses in the gym.
And of course, Chris Masters known for the Master Lock. Dozens of superstars have succumbed to the Master Lock. Last week it was Chris Masters versus Dolph Ziggler, and Ziggler eluded the Master Lock, and that's probably the only reason that Dolph was able to win that match.
Master Lock was once called the full Nelson, all of the pressure on the neck, chest, and shoulders of the opponent. And if Chris Masters can lock in the Master Lock, you are correct, it usually spells defeat.
As for Cody Rhodes, his first match on SmackDown, he defeated John Morrison, a fantastic start, but then 2 weeks ago faced Christian in the first round of the Intercontinental Tournament. And a lot of controversy on Friday Night SmackDown surrounding that Intercontinental Championship.
Where's the controversy? What do you mean? Drew McIntyre has been reinstated. A letter from the chairman, Mr. Vincent Kennedy McMahon, has reinstated Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre is your Intercontinental Champion. There is no controversy there.
How about the fact that we had an Intercontinental Championship tournament won by Kofi Kingston? He was handed the title, and it was taken away moments away.
Yeah,
moments
the
later.
Chairman of the board sat down and typed the letter. That means more than a lot.
Well, the bottom line is that Drew McIntyre is now the Intercontinental Champion once again. However, we learned this week on WWE.com that Drew McIntyre will defend his Intercontinental Championship against Kofi Kingston at Over the Limit.
There you go. That's the difference between Cody Rhodes and everyone else. Notice, it looks like Cody's attacking the left arm. How will that affect this match? Will Chris Masters beat the count? We'll find out when Superstars continues next.
We're back here on WWE Superstars. Cody Rhodes going one-on-one against the masterpiece, Chris Masters.
And while we were away, Cody Rhodes really shifted the momentum of this match around with this move right here. Watch and listen. Wham! Chris Masters' left arm hits the steel ring post, and now Cody Rhodes focusing the attack on the injured left arm of Chris Masters.
And Matt, you've got to wonder what effect will this have on Chris Masters' ability to lock in the Master Lock?
Well, there are major tendons and nerve endings that run down our arms. If Chris Masters' arm, particularly his left arm, is in any way compromised, it definitely compromises the Master Lock.
Can you use compromise in 2 sentences like that?
Yes, I'm compromised by working with you. Let's compromise and don't speak. Cover here.
Cody Rhodes grabbing both legs, leaving nothing to chance. Another cover. If there's one thing that Cody Rhodes knows how to do, it's pick out a body part and exploit it. And that's exactly what Cody's trying to do here to Chris Masters.
Well, I mean, don't sleep on Cody Rhodes. He is one of my favorite superstars on Friday Night SmackDown because of his throwback style. Cody does not care about making friends or winning any, adulation. Cody Rhodes cares about victory at any cost.
Cody Rhodes, a 3-time tag team champion, has vowed to get a singles title on SmackDown. Had a golden opportunity in that Intercontinental Championship tournament, but Christian, the better man on that night. A roll-up from Chris Masters. You don't see that very often from the big guy.
Well, when he's in a position where necessity dictates reality, that's the case. But back to Cody Rhodes. I mean, little things. No wrist tape, no knee pads. This is the way that the forefathers of this great industry cemented their place in pop culture, and Cody Rhodes is right in line for that.
And what's it like to be someone with a father as famous and as accomplished as Cody Rhodes' father is? It's got to be tough to get out of that shadow.
Well, here's the thing. Cody isn't in that shadow. Cody walks in his own light. There's nothing similar between Cody Rhodes and his father. From the hair to the boots to the style. There's no blotch on his body. And now watch Chris Masters just turning everything around here with one felon swoop.
Bam! And now Masters going for the cover here, has the leg hooked, but you can see Chris Masters holding his left arm in tight to his rib cage. The damage has been done.
Masters poised and ready for the master lock. The half Nelson, could we see the full Nelson? No, see, the left arm may not be strong enough.
And Cody Rhodes hooking his right leg over the rope. Oh, quickly!
Nice.
Fantastic counter by Cody Rhodes.
And there's the difference. Normally you expect your opponent to break the hold.
Now Cody Rhodes with crossroads.
I went down to the crossroads, fell down on my knees. Cody Rhodes is victorious.
Here is your winner, Cody Rhodes.
A perfectly executed game plan by Cody Rhodes. He targeted Chris Masters' shoulder. Masters had trouble locking in the master lock, and then a perfect counter sealed the deal.
The master lock was seemingly on, but watch how cunning and sly Cody Rhodes can be. Normally a hold is broken here. You can hear the referee counting, but no. Cody holds on, DDTs the arm, and then this time.
It's crossroads. A move Cody made famous on Raw, and he's brought it to Friday Night SmackDown and here tonight on WWE Superstars. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're just days away from Over the Limit. The WWE title is on the line. Who will say I quit? John Cena or Batista?
Following contest is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring, weighing in at 291 pounds. He's a member of the Straight Edge Society, Luke Gallows.
And Matt, you want to talk about controversy? How about on SmackDown when Luke Gallows dressed up like The Undertaker, almost to mock Kane's search for the man who victimized The Undertaker?
Well, in Kane's mind, everyone is guilty until proven innocent with regards to the assault on The Undertaker. Why you would want to raise the ire of an already angry Big Red Monster is beyond me.
And from Los Angeles, California, weighing in at 265 pounds, the masterpiece, Chris Masters.
So Chris Masters enters the fray with his flawless physique.
Here comes your favorite part, Todd.
Is that what you look like with your shirt on?
Hey now. Well, listen, there's a lot of parallels here between Chris Masters and Luke Gallows. Let's not forget, Luke Gallows was cleansed by CM Punk. Luke Gallows needed someone to show him the light, whereas Chris Masters has had his issues like anyone else. But the thing about Chris Masters is he looked inside himself and was able to redeem himself. And that's what attracts people to Chris Masters. That's what makes people want to be around this guy. He's a good-natured, good guy, except once the bell rings.
Yeah, you don't want to be around him in the ring, that's for sure. The master lock comes into play, and if he gets that cinched in, you're done. So Luke Gallows, the first disciple of the Straight Edge Society, locking horns with Masters here on WWE Superstars.
You got to give credit to Luke Gallows. Normally Chris Masters overpowers his opponents from jump, but you can see that Gallows is hanging in there. A strong guy himself. Luke Gallows.
Gallows is 6'8", almost 300 pounds, Matt.
He also has a bona fide mean streak, and that can make up for strength at any time, trust me.
We've called him the Mayhem Maker in the past. Usually it's when CM Punk has a match, But tonight it's Luke Gallows all on his own with the lovely Serena watching.
Yeah, Serena, my ex-girlfriend. She doesn't know it, but it's true.
Masters is more than willing to make this a physical battle. But Matt, we have to talk about what happened at Fatal 4-Way regarding the Big Red Monster Kane and CM Punk.
Well, all eyes point to the fact that Kane, in my opinion, assumes that CM Punk was the perpetrator against The Undertaker. That's the only way I can explain what Kane did to CM Punk at Fatal 4-Way.
Well, Kane tried to lock CM Punk in a casket, but Luke Gallows came down, booted Kane to save Punk at least for the moment. Who knows what will happen on Friday Night SmackDown.
And I love these kind of matches. A lot of high impact, crashing, hanging, and banging. Luke Gallows!
Serena did not like the looks of that, neither did Luke Gallows. Is there a way back for the first disciple? We'll find out when Superstars rolls on. We're back here on WWE Superstars. Luke Gallows and Chris Masters right here. Look at Masters trying to lock in the Master Lock.
Oh, if Masters was able to clasp his fingers, this match may very well have been over.
And the big, long, strong arms of Luke Gallows, tough to penetrate. And you can see Chris Masters landing right on the small of his back. That's been a target area that Gallows has tried to exploit.
And it's a very smart strategy because if your lower back is compromised, then you cannot put the pressure on with the Master Lock that Chris Masters is so very used to.
Went right into the barricade. And we now know the strategy that Gallows is going to go with. Hit the lower back and hit it hard. Talk about what that impact must feel like. Nearly 300 pounds of cover here from Gallows and a kick out.
Well, you can notice the splash to the back compromises the kidneys. It makes it very difficult to breathe. Now that Luke Gallows has all his weight on Chris Masters, Masters is in a very, very bad position. Masters wise to get back to a vertical base.
And now Masters going to try for a slam, but it backfires. Cover here from Gallows.
You're only as strong as your weakest link, and right now the lower back of Chris Masters may be injured.
Gallows certainly no easy lift at nearly 300 pounds, but we've seen Masters do that in the past. Sure. With the very weakened lower back.
And anyone at home can empathize and sympathize with this pain. Hang on, cover here, Todd.
A cover here from Gallows.
I mean, if you've ever had a bad back or you've ever even had the wind knocked out of you, amplify that by 10 or 20 times, and now imagine the pain Chris Masters is in.
Well, Matt, we saw the wind get knocked out of you and probably some other damage on NXT. Any comments to what Husky Harris did to you?
Listen, I understand the pressure is increasing on NXT. I mean, I don't know. What do you want me to say? That the pressure's getting to him?
Ooh. Huge chops. Did you hear the impact?
Everybody did.
Big dive now, and Masters, bad back and all, thinks he can win this.
When the adrenaline gets pumping in a contest like this, you don't feel any pain. The pain will come later. Has to go for a cover here.
He will. Shoulders are down. Leg is hooked and a kick out at 2 by Gallows.
Did you notice the way Masters covered Gallows? Masters' lower back must really be in pain.
Was that the last hurrah for Masters? A big boot. Straight away from Gallows, and no!
You saw Masters lift his head off of the mat before rolling his shoulder. Again, Masters may be fading.
Gallows looks like he kicks in a door here. Watch this.
Oh. Gallows looking to hook up the Gallows pole. The 12th step. And the power of Chris Masters able to avert disaster.
Gallows avoided the Master Lock earlier, and now Chris Masters avoiding the Gallows pole.
Ooh.
And again, you can see Masters fighting hard to get in the master lock.
Masters with that Ted Arcidi-like
Here he is.
power. Could it be the master lock?
Fingertips about to clinch.
If the hands will... Ooh, Masters could grab his own fingers.
What a physical battle here tonight. And now Masters with a boot of his own.
You see, Serena senses the urgency. She senses the urgency.
Oh, a game changer. Masters was distracted, and the Gallows pull.
Oh, what an innovative way.
Oh! Decisive and destructive. The Gallows pull.
Here's your winner, Luke Gallows.
I have to give Luke Gallows credit for taking advantage of the chaos that Serena causes at ringside. Congratulations, Luke Gallows. But Chris Masters kept going for the master lock, Todd.
Well, it's his bread and butter. Masters knows that if he can lock it in, the match was all but over. And then Serena providing the distraction.
Serena's an attractive young lady. Of course, Chris Masters is going to look, but Luke Gallows takes advantage. Listen to the impact. Congratulations to Luke Gallows with an assist from the lovely Serena.
Well, Matt, we briefly...
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first from Los Angeles, California, weighing in at 265 pounds, the masterpiece, Chris Masters.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to WWE Superstars here on WGN America. This handsome gentleman to my right is Matthew Stryker. My name is Todd Grisham. We are just days away from SummerSlam, and so many great matches, so much to talk about here tonight. But how about for the World Championship, Rey Mysterio versus Kane?
Well, you never know what's going to happen at SummerSlam, and of course, the big fear prevailing through the WWE is what will Team Nexus do?
His opponent from El Paso, Texas, weighing in at 215 pounds, Chavo Guerrero.
Chavo Guerrero was on a solid winning streak a few weeks ago, but wants to get back on track here tonight, right here on Superstars. Speaking of monsters, how about the man standing in the ring that Chavo Guerrero will have to face? 6'4", 275 pounds, Chris Masters.
Well, Chavo has a spicy side, and by spicy, I mean an aggression inside of the ring that may be unmatched.
He also likes spicy foods, from what I understand. Chavo Guerrero, third-generation superstar, the self-proclaimed Mexican warrior.
Be a classic battle of size versus speed. Of course, Chris Masters will look to employ strength, and Chris Masters' master lock submission hold is never far off. Oh, there it is.
Trying to lock it in. If those fingers get clasped, Chavo's all but gone, but able to grab the rope.
Chavo from the legendary Guerrero grappling family will employ speed and try to implement a mat-based attack.
Chris Masters' master lock is one of the most feared submission holds in all the WWE. HBK, John Cena, just two of the superstars who were unable to break that hold. The master lock challenge went almost 2 years without a superstar breaking it.
Actually, John Cena completely changed his shoulder workout after encountering Chris Masters.
Chavo's shoulders might be changed right now, too, after that suplex, followed by a sharp elbow and a cover here from the masterpiece. Matt, this Sunday, SummerSlam, I've got to get your prediction. Kane versus Rey Mysterio. Obviously, as he always seems to be, Mysterio, a huge underdog.
Oh, Rey Mysterio has always found a way to overcome the odds, but there's an emotional investment in this match. I mean, Kane has been tormented and conflicted, and now Rey Mysterio accusing Kane of attacking his own brother, The Undertaker. You have to wonder how that's going to come into play, how the psyche of the champion will be affected.
Chris Chris Masters has one of the most impressive builds in all the WWE, but right now, Chavo Guerrero doesn't seem to mind that at all, being very aggressive against a bigger, stronger opponent.
Well, you talk about aggression, you cannot help but to discuss what the Nexus has been doing on Monday Night Raw these past few weeks.
Oh, huge chops from Masters. Matt, you've been in the ring. What did one of those chops from someone that size feel like?
I can tell you a lot of the superstars say that when Chris Masters chops you, it knocks all the wind out of you. Chavo wise to get out of the ring and try and recoup.
Chavo needs a reprieve after that assault from Masters. But don't worry, Chavo knows exactly what he's doing. He's been known to lie, cheat, and steal his way to several victories over the past few years. Spine first goes Chavo Guerrero into that barricade.
Do you think that Captain John Cena is watching this match and perhaps considering Chris Masters for the open spot on Team WWE so close to SummerSlam?
They do need another member. They're one short. As of now, it'll be 6 versus 7 in an elimination-style match. What's Chavo got on his mind here? From the ring apron.
Well, an invitation has been extended to The Miz, but we're going to find out how this match will develop when Superstars continues next.
We're back here on WWE Superstars. You're watching third-generation superstar Chavo Guerrero taking it to the bigger and stronger Chris Masters.
This has been a hard-hitting, competitive contest. While we were away, Chavo Guerrero able to ground the larger Chris Masters.
And again, working right on the rib cage of Chris Masters, hooking the leg. And it's hard to do much if you're struggling to breathe. Masters gasping for air here. Look how confident Chavo looks right now.
Well, why not? Chavo diligent in his attack.
Don't want to get too overconfident. Masters can end this match with one big strike.
Chavo can shift his weight. This could be a pinning predicament.
Instead, it's Chris Masters who turns the tables, but some damage done again to the ribs of Chris Masters.
Well, this could be the opportunity that the Masterpiece needs to turn this contest around. There you go, Chavo.
Right into the turnbuckle. Great in-ring strategy by the self-proclaimed Mexican warrior. You heard Chavo say to the referee, "I've got 5." He has 5 seconds to release the hold when Chris Masters is on the ropes, but Chavo using every one of those seconds.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Did it again.
Chavo comes from a long line of great Latin grapplers, and speaking of which, Alberto Del Rio, a brand new superstar, is coming to Friday Night SmackDown. We've been seeing these very interesting vignettes about Alberto. I'm very eager to see the debut in the coming weeks of Alberto Del Rio.
Well, he knows how to talk and how to insult, but you can do that as well.
I don't find anything insulting about someone who's just telling you things that you don't want to hear.
Shoulders are down.
Come on, Masters.
Body scissors, very wise. Look at how low the scissor is, right underneath the diaphragm. Very difficult to inhale and exhale for Chris Masters right now.
Masters fighting problems on 2 fronts. His shoulders can't go on the canvas, and he doesn't want to tap out. But you've got to believe the pain is surging through Masters' body.
See right there, Masters trying to wiggle out now.
And this is not where Chavo wants to be.
In a guard-like position. Oh!
And there's the power. But Chris Masters unable to follow it up, at least not yet. Oh. An overhand right and another chop. Fantastic match here on WWE Superstars. And now Chavo's in a world of trouble here. This could go either way at this point. Oh. Spine buster by Chris Masters, who's now finally got his groove back, so to speak. Masters setting up, thinking about perhaps the master lock, but Chavo turning the tables. Look at that!
Chavo able to get his hips underneath the larger opponent, but Chris Masters' strength, almost like a jackhammer. Cover here, Todd.
Turns it around, shoulders down, and Chavo is able to slither his way out of that cover.
I don't know if Masters meant to do that maneuver with such a way, but that's something that Masters might want to look to start to add to his repertoire, that jackhammer suplex.
It's worked for many superstars in the past. Why not? If it works, use it.
Come on, Masters, work out of there.
And now Guerrero in a very precarious position.
Now this is wise. Masters brings Chavo up to his level, therefore Masters doesn't have to bend down and compromise his ribs and or midsection.
How many chops has there been to Chavo's chest? We're gonna start seeing skin fly around here. And this is not gonna end well. Guerrero on the top rope. Oh! Brilliant maneuver by Chavo Guerrero.
Crafty, and Chavo realizes the opportunity. Could we see the frog splash?
Chavo Guerrero to end this match as a contest. Connects on the frog splash. The injured ribs have just about had enough, and that'll do it. Chavo Guerrero with a very impressive win.
Here is your winner, Chavo Guerrero.
Chavo Guerrero is able to endure an onslaught of power maneuvers from the larger Chris Masters, but the legendary Guerrero fighting spirit prevails. Congratulations, Chavo Guerrero, here on WWE Superstars.
I think one of the words you used really stands out in my mind, crafty. Chavo Guerrero knew exactly what he's doing right here.
Able to turn it around right here, using the ring as a partner and the opportunity for the frog splash. Look at the way Chavo lands on Masters too. Bam! Right there. Congratulations, Chavo Guerrero. A hard-fought victory.
A great match. Chris Masters tried to battle through adversity with those damaged ribs, but in the end, too much from Chavo. What a match it will be, a six-pack challenge for the WWE title.
The chosen one, Drew McIntyre.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, approaching the ring from Ayr, Scotland, weighing in at 256 pounds, Drew McIntyre.
Well, Drew recently passed Sean Connery on the most handsome pop culture icon list to ever hail from Scotland. So congratulations, Drew McIntyre, in his pursuit of world domination.
Where did you get that information from?
It's a magazine.
Did Drew handwrite it and hand it to you?
He can write an entire magazine? It's pretty cool. Guess you could do anything with that iPad these days.
Well, the sinister Scotsman will be in action next. It's Drew McIntyre versus Chris Masters on Superstars. Welcome back. You're watching WWE Superstars, and that is Drew McIntyre, the former Intercontinental Champion, who always seems to be in a foul mood.
And from Los Angeles, California, weighing in at 265 pounds, the masterpiece, Chris Masters.
And by foul, I don't mean chicken. I mean upset and angry man.
Do you write your own material? It's brutal. Look into the eyes of Drew McIntyre, fixed gaze on the master of the master lock, one of the most time-honored submissions here in the WWE. And look at the power of Chris Masters. Drew McIntyre better be ready.
I don't know if you can look at the power, but you can certainly see his physique and imagine just how strong Masters is. Here we go. Chris Masters versus Drew McIntyre. And in the past, Matt, a couple of weeks especially, McIntyre hasn't seemed just content to win matches. He's out there to hurt people.
Well, Drew McIntyre is evolving. He's picking a body part when he senses an opportunity and really focuses. You could see that with how Christian fared against Drew McIntyre, the injured left arm, and Matt Hardy with the injured left leg, all courtesy of the Sinister Scotsman.
Drew McIntyre put Matt Hardy's foot and ankle between the steel ring steps and then stomped on him. We don't know how severe the damage is to Matt Hardy's ankle, but last week he had on a brace. Matt Hardy never one to back away after being injured, but Drew McIntyre has just really been picking out his targets lately.
I'll notice here the front face lock, the front chancery designed to keep a larger opponent down. Oh, there it is.
Trying to lock in the master lock. Drew McIntyre was well aware.
Come on, Drew. Come on now.
Hear that heavy Scottish accent. Can you do a Scottish accent?
I can do Sean Connery pretty well.
I bet you can. Do it.
No.
Was that said in Spanish?
So McIntyre, who last week teamed up with Cody Rhodes to deliver a beatdown to Christian. You said it may be a changing of the guard.
Well, that's what Cody and Drew have been talking about, a changing of the guard on Friday Night SmackDown, ushering in the 21st century superstar that Drew and Cody embody.
Yeah, but Drew and Cody Rhodes both have such massive egos. Do you think they can coexist as a team?
Well, not if Drew can't get out of this match with Chris Masters, they won't.
Big dive there from Masters, 265 pounds worth, and over goes McIntyre. Right to our announce table.
Well, you know, we spent so much time talking about Drew and Cody. How about Chris Masters? How about the fact that Masters is a five-tool player? He has every asset that some say it takes to become a champion in the WWE.
He's also got the master lock. And if you want to know how potent it can be, just ask John Cena. Oh. You don't want to get physical with Chris Masters.
Oh, let's not count out Drew's cunning ability to turn things around.
Face first goes Masters into the steel ring post.
Actually, I think it might have been more of the shoulder, which is very smart because a compromised left arm, we're going to see it here, will affect the master lock. How about a little bit of everything? Why not?
There's a big target there. And McIntyre, we've seen, has been able to pick out a body part and exploit it.
Whoa! There. The left ankle of Chris Masters, perhaps the shin bone shattered.
That was bone on steel there. You could hear it.
Count up. 4.
This may be a count out.
5.
Is Masters going to be able to stand up? Listen to this. Well, Masters is back in the ring, beats the 10 count, but can his ankle hold up his massive frame?
Yeah, well, now the pitch of this match has changed since Drew McIntyre attacks Chris Masters' left leg and foot.
And there, McIntyre targeting the knee, the whole left leg, and in a lot of trouble here for Chris Masters. You can see just how large Masters' legs are. That's where he gets all his power from.
Well, the more muscle mass, the more bone density you have.
A cover here from McIntyre.
And you'll notice Drew isn't hooking the leg because it forces Masters to use the injured left leg to kick out.
And again, McIntyre going back to what's working.
Notice the placement of Drew's hands. Right at the top, the instep of the foot.
And Masters has got to be asking questions. Does he want to continue? Unlike boxing, there's no corner man or manager to throw in the white towel here. Masters has to make that decision on his own. And Drew again setting up Masters for a big fall. There's the takedown.
Dragon screw leg whip.
It's all one-way traffic at this point in time. Is there a way back here for the masterpiece? Chris Masters one-on-one versus Drew McIntyre.
While we were away, Chris Masters has made every effort to stand up. The left leg of Chris Masters is in dire jeopardy right now.
Drew McIntyre has completely focused his attention on Masters' left leg, primarily the ankle. And what do you do if you're Chris Masters? I guess your best defense is offense here.
Absolutely. Chris has to use his upper body strength to try to knock down Drew McIntyre and look to hook in the master lock. Oh.
That didn't work. Cover here from McIntyre, and another 2 count, and a scream of frustration from the sinister Scotsman.
And that time, Drew hooked the injured left leg. Notice how the pressure builds. It's more and more becoming insurmountable, perhaps, for Chris Masters.
Come on, Masters. Come on. Come on, masterpiece.
Ah! Vicious.
Take a look at this kick again. Oh! Every offensive maneuver that Drew performs is aimed at the left leg of Masters. I guess that's exactly what you would do if you were in the ring right now, if you were Drew McIntyre, right?
Why not? Drew McIntyre's the chosen one. I'm just sitting here next to you.
Billed as a future world champion by none other than Mr. McMahon, McIntyre's already won an Intercontinental title and believes that sooner rather than later he'll be wearing the world title around his waist.
And Drew is well versed in many different ways to attack a limb. Oh, look right here, the spinning toe hold, added pressure, pushing down on the toes, pulling on the heel.
Masters wants to grab a rope, but he's about 5-6 feet away. Shoulders down.
Look at this, twisting Masters' ankle against his own knee. Drew McIntyre is certainly a pleasure to watch in this analyst's opinion.
I don't think Chris Masters is enjoying the view. Whoa. And Drew can't afford to get too frustrated here. He's allowing Masters time to recover, and that's what happens.
The big Samoan drop creates distance. Could this be what Chris Masters needs?
He needs something. It's been all Drew McIntyre. The WWE Universe now beginning to get behind Chris Masters here.
Come on, Peace, you're not cashed. There's still some fire left.
You can see, though, the left leg very wobbly.
Masters now trying to pack a fresh one. Let's see what the masterpiece can bring.
Oh, and a spine buster. Oh, but Chris Masters in so much pain. Did he wait too long for the cover? Oh, yes, he did.
Precious seconds.
And Matt, we're getting geared up for what should be a huge Friday night SmackDown. The Intercontinental title on the line between Dolph Ziggler and Kofi Kingston, as well as the return of the dead man, The Undertaker.
Oh!
Another stumble and fall. Oh, God. Skull right on the back of Drew McIntyre's thigh, and I thought that was it.
But now notice, Drew is basically climbing the ladder. Focuses the attack on the left leg. Now it seems that the neck is also going to come into play.
Are you impressed with the amount of pain that Chris Masters is willing to endure here?
I've known Chris a long time now. Oh, look at this, pulling down the knee pad, taking away all the protection. Like I said, I've known Chris a long time. He loves being a part of the WWE Universe. He's well respected in the locker room. Nothing surprises me. It's going to take a lot to keep Chris Masters down.
Chris Masters told me he was inspired to become a WWE superstar when he saw Triple H in the ring for the very first time.
Look at Masters' knee. I don't know if you can get another shot of it. Discolored and swollen. Future shock DDT. Hooked up. No!
Oh. Inside cradle from Masters. Oh. 2, no!
Masters couldn't lock his legs on the small package, or that might have been it.
And now McIntyre building up ahead of steam. Oh, and it's a power slam. And Masters doing his best to fend off the pain that is coursing through his veins right now. Thinking master lock. Can he lock his fingers together? It may be over if he does. And Drew
Hey, nice counter on the part of Drew McIntyre.
Had to do something. And now Chris Masters has it locked in, but he's out of the ring.
Again, the neck comes into play.
It was a desperate move from Drew McIntyre. Had little choice, but was able to get out of the master lock. But Chris Masters, it looks like,
right back to the leg.
It was starting to find some momentum, but here it goes. The future shot, DDT, and it's lights out for Chris Masters.
Wow, great match, huh?
Here is your winner, Drew McIntyre.
Well, Chris Masters battled through adversity the entire match, but in the end, Drew McIntyre too much.
Drew stayed dedicated to the left leg, setting up for the neck, and then ultimately the future shock DDT. Congratulations, Drew McIntyre.
The chosen one, who claims to be untouchable, had the master lock around the back of his neck, but a wise move there.
Drew McIntyre using the tools, the ring. Now watch, Masters dumped right on his head. One more time, take a look. Drew McIntyre is victorious after a valiant competition against Chris Masters.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's the return of The Undertaker, who has vowed vengeance on his brother, the Big Red Monster King.
Second generation and third generation superstars in a huge main event.
Following contest is scheduled for one fall, making its way to the ring from Los Angeles, California. Weighing in at 265 pounds, the masterpiece, Chris Masters.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think it's safe to say it's been a week of controversy and turmoil. My name is Todd Grisham, he's Matt Stryker. We had Hell in a Cell on Sunday, and then Monday Night Raw on Monday. Two events we'll never forget.
John Cena has officially joined the Nexus, and Wade Barrett has controversially earned the #1 contender spot to challenge Randy Orton for the WWE Championship at Bragging Rights.
Not to mention what happened when The Undertaker faced Kane for the World Heavyweight Championship. We'll talk more about that in just a minute.
Making his way to the ring from Dallas, Texas, weighing in at 272 pounds, Vance Archer.
If you like watching two big heavyweights collide, then this is the match for you. Chris Masters, 6'4", 265. Vance Archer, 6'8", 272.
Well, I'm a big fan of Vance Archer. I feel that his ruthless aggression, if given a chance, can make Vance Archer a clear and present danger. But let's not forget, Chris Masters likes to employ the master lock. I wonder if Vance Archer's height may pose a problem.
4 inches taller than Chris Masters, and here we go. Remember, Chris Masters took the World Heavyweight Champion Kane to the limit just a couple of weeks ago, nearly beat Kane with the master lock.
The Masters is the type of superstar to build off of the experience of being in the ring with the World's Heavyweight Champion.
Speaking of the World's Heavyweight Champion, Matt, at Hell in a Cell, Kane retaining his title, but so much bizarre, some crazy circumstances surrounding the outcome. There's not many times that Vance Archer has been in the ring with someone that has the same strength and power that he has.
Well, some would say that Chris Masters may have the power advantage, but the aggression may go to Vance Archer.
Vance Archer played quarterback at Texas State University. Apparently had several offers to join the NFL, but wanted to be a WWE superstar. Felt there wasn't enough physical contact in football. He's getting a lot of contact now.
And how about tomorrow night SmackDown? The return of the masked superstar, Rey Mysterio.
He'll go one-on-one against Alberto Del Rio. Look at Masters thinking he's Mysterio, flying off the ring there. Or flying out the second turnbuckle and going for a cover. Chris Masters, the flawless physique.
You'll notice Chris Masters has a very unique breathing exercise. Those are weightlifting breathing exercises, in and out very quickly in order to do those reps. Chris employs that in his matches.
And Matt, I haven't heard your take on what we saw on Monday Night Raw. John Cena basically helping Wade Barrett become the #1 contender for the WWE title.
He was forced to join Nexus, that's first of all. It's no secret that I'm a fan of Nexus, but John Cena was up against either being fired or doing what he was contractually obligated to do. So you have to admire John being in the position that he is and doing the right thing.
Well, what does this mean for the WWE going forward now that Cena is officially a member of Nexus?
We'll have to find out.
Thanks for that insight.
Listen, I can only speculate. I mean, Wade Barrett is the #1 contender now for the WWE Championship. Randy Orton has to deal with Wade Barrett. How will John Cena factor into that match, if at all?
Well, it's obvious that John Cena and the rest of the Nexus were there to help
Vance's chest, though.
Wade Barrett winning that battle royal to become the #1 contender.
There you see Curt Hawkins, Vance Archer's tag team partner, shouting encouragement.
Now, as big as Chris Masters is, it's a little bit of a breather when you compare Masters to the Big Show. That's who Archer faced last match. The largest athlete in the world.
Again, we alluded to it earlier that Chris Masters likes to employ the Master Lock, the full Nelson. It's going to be very difficult to get it on a guy Vance Archer's side. Whoa, nice bareback, beautifully done.
A little different twist there by Archer with a cover.
That maneuver is so effective because the pain shoots right up your spine.
You can see it on the face now of Chris Masters and lower back.
Notice Vance Archer going right back to a potential submission hold using all of his height and weight.
Is this the case with, like what we saw with Kane, where Chris Masters' game plan is solely basically to lock on the Master Lock? Is that what Masters is thinking right now?
Well, Chris Masters likes to use a power-based offense. And again, against a guy the size of Vance Archer and Kane. Well, hang on a second. Master Lock coming if Chris can lock his fingers. Ooh,
and Archer wisely disposing of Chris Masters. So the Master Lock not fully locked in now, but is it still coming? Superstars returns. Welcome back to WWE Superstars. Chris Masters versus Vance Archer. This match has been just as physical as we thought it would be, if not more. A cover here for Archer.
Vance Archer in the dominant position here, and watch right here. Vance Archer's ruthless aggression coming into play.
This is certainly a physical battle. You can see Vance Archer's flesh reddened front and back. Let's watch this again. And
just the aggression right across the chest, collarbone, and throat of Chris Masters.
Well, Archer more accustomed to tag team matches. He and his partner outside the ring right now, Curt Hawkins, looking on with a very interested eye, and Archer doing very well for himself in this singles match. But can Chris Masters battle back? Anything you can do, I can do harder. Look at Masters now, blowing right through Vance Archer. And Matt, you've been in the ring. What do shots from a 265-pounder feel like?
Oh, they didn't do me. They disoriented me. Cover here.
Two, and he's got it. No.
I usually ended up on my back.
You perhaps would have kicked out there, but Vance Archer staying in the fight.
You can see Curt Hawkins, Vance Archer's tag team partner, almost by proxy involved in this matchup, just feeling the pain.
These two men have never met before. I don't think they want to ever again after what they've both been through. Chris Masters thinking Master Lock again.
Master Lock, oh, a brutal full Nelson submission hold. Vance Archer saw it coming.
Come on, let's go. You ain't nothing. What? You ain't nothing. Finish him up. Finish him up.
Oh, my God. Archer wanted to hit Masters and instead hit his tag team partner, Curt Hawkins, right on the button.
You get out there, aim in the face.
And look at Chris Masters taking advantage of all the confusion. There's the Master Lock. Locked and loaded.
All the pressure on the head and neck. Vance Archer is fading. Masters' fingers are locked.
Is there one last hurrah for Vance Archer? The answer is no, it's over.
Here's your winner,
from the menu, and Chris Masters cashed it in.
I'll tell you, having someone at ringside usually helps you, but in this case, Chris Masters quick enough, and Vance Archer's aggression and hot-headedness bites him. And watch here. And again, Chris Masters sneaking up from behind. Credit Vance Archer, he didn't tap out, he passed out, but then again, he had no choice when locked in the Master Lock. Congratulations, Chris Masters.
Certainly befitting of the sinister Scotsman himself from Irish Scotland, Drew McIntyre.
There he is, handpicked by the chairman of the WWE, one half of the WWE Tag Team Champions, Drew McIntyre.
Following tag team contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Irish Scotland, weighing in at 256 pounds. He's one half of the WWE Tag Team Champions, Drew McIntyre.
Ever since coming to the WWE, Drew McIntyre has billed himself as the most aggressive superstar in all of sports entertainment. Are you buying it?
Absolutely. Drew McIntyre handpicked. And what does it say for business when the CEO of a major corporation chooses you to be the next top star?
And his partner from Marietta, Georgia, weighing in at 223 pounds. He's one half of the WWE Tag Team Champions, Dashing Cody Rhodes.
I can assure you no hair will be out of place, the teeth are brushed, the deodorant is on, the legs are shaved, he's as polished as they come, Dashing Cody Rhodes.
No wax in the ears, no blackheads on the nose, nothing. Conceited, pompous, and certainly well worth the wait. Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre are in action when WWE Superstars rolls on next.
Their opponents, first from Los Angeles, California, weighing in at 265 pounds, the masterpiece, Chris Masters.
Well, Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre are set to prove that no one else in the league is in their league, rather. But Chris Masters and MVP will certainly have something to say about it. You can't discount this powerhouse.
Chiseled, ripped, jacked, and powerful Chris Masters.
But is he strong?
Yes.
And his partner from Miami, Florida, weighing in at 259 pounds, Montel, Vontavious Porter, MVP.
Hey, some new music for MVP. I like it.
You want to get the party started? Call Mr. 305 MVP. Big things popping, little things stopping. MVP and Chris Masters make quite a duo. It's power, it's speed against, of course, the dashing and the sinister styling of Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre.
Great opportunity here for MVP and Chris Masters to knock off the WWE Tag Team Champions. In fact, this is only the second time MVP and Masters have tagged together. The other time, they beat the Dude Busters. And if that's not a resume win, I don't know what is. So here we go. The decisions being made, which two men will start in the ring. It looks like it's going to be Masters.
Okay.
And?
Well, this is what the Tag Team Champions are so good at doing. It's playing those mind games, and it appears that it will be Cody Rhodes, voted most handsome, most dashing by the divas here in the WWE. Did you vote in that poll?
I'm not a diva. So here we go. We'll be the dashing one.
Did you say it again?
The dashing one. And not only does Cody Rhodes do anything possible to win matches, he also wants to avoid shots to the face. Keep an eye on his defensive tactics.
I mean, again, who wants to get hit in the face? I mean, think about it. If you've ever really been in an altercation, you know what that feels like. Whoop.
Rhodes sacrificing the back to protect the face, and there goes the chest. All the body parts getting exploded here.
Cody's going to need to use his speed to counter Chris Masters' power.
And now a quick cover here by the Masterpiece. He nearly threw Rhodes completely out of the ring.
Wise strategy by Chris Masters, trying to keep Cody Rhodes in his corner, but that's the sleek ways of the dashing one.
I don't know how slick that was.
He ran away from Chris Masters.
He ran away like a scalded dog to tag in Drew McIntyre.
Now we're going to get the urban thuggery of MVP versus the Scottish ways of Drew McIntyre. What that means exactly, I am not sure.
What a year it's been for Drew McIntyre, an Intercontinental Championship as well as a tag team title under his belt.
You see the difference right away. Drew McIntyre going to a classic joint manipulation hold, trying to counter the arm of MVP.
Make no doubt about it, MVP wants to turn this into a street brawl. Would love to exchange punches, going for a cover here. McIntyre, though, has a different strategy in mind, doesn't he?
Well, Drew McIntyre will do anything to win. And again, and I harp on this, handpicked by the chairman of a huge corporation, certainly has to do wonders for your confidence, but Drew McIntyre can back it up.
Nice takedown, drop toe hold there by MVP. Trying to build some momentum and a big knee to the back of the skull. Going for a cover hook in the leg, MVP, no. And Matt, this Sunday night, bragging rights, we saw SmackDown on Raw this past Monday, and let's be honest, we ran Raw out of the building on Monday night. What a performance.
SmackDown are the reigning bragging rights champions, as you see Drew McIntyre going to the knees of Chris Masters. Very, very smart strategy.
That's got to do wonders for the SmackDown locker room's momentum, so to speak.
Well, SmackDown infiltrated Raw, and some say almost even dominated Raw, and I like the momentum that SmackDown is building to this Sunday.
And we know that tomorrow night, on Friday night SmackDown, the main event, the World Heavyweight Champion Kane goes one-on-one against Raw's WWE Champion, Randy Orton.
Yeah, the WWE Champion will step foot on hallowed Friday night ground against the cold and demented World's Heavyweight Champion Kane. Only on SmackDown.
And the Masterpiece taking down both Rhodes and McIntyre. You know, we saw Chris Masters at his best a few weeks ago, nearly upsetting the World Heavyweight Champion Kane.
I don't know if that's Chris Masters' best, nearly upsetting. I think Chris Masters at his best is victorious.
Well, it looks like Chris Masters is headed towards a victory over the tag team champions right now. Can MVP and the Masterpiece keep it up here on Superstars? We're back here on WWE Superstars. This is our main event, a tag team contest, the Masterpiece and MVP versus the tag team champions, Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre.
Well, before we went to commercial, watch what'll transpire right here. Just a brilliant display of power by Chris Masters, but speaking of brilliance, clever tag team grappling will come into play right here. A blind tag, which of course means Chris Masters doesn't see it, and then that tag.
Sweeping the leg of the Masterpiece, and ever since then, Rhodes and McIntyre have picked it out as a big target, and it is a big target. 6'4", 265 pounds, the Masterpiece.
Cody Rhodes sensed the urgency there. Chris Masters desperately needs to make a tag. Cody very wise to pull Chris Masters away from his partner.
Ever since winning the tag team titles, watch out! No one has really stepped up and challenged Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre the way that we thought they might. And Matt, what is it about this team that's made them so dominant the past few months?
You're talking about Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre? I think it's their narcissism and their ego. They can't afford to allow themselves the embarrassment of any type of setback, and that really serves for motivation. And let's not forget, of course, their impeccable talent and their credentials, their pedigree.
Great team chemistry as well. Rhodes backing up, didn't even stick out his arm. Drew knew to make the tag. And now McIntyre, who can be so dangerous, so reckless, just firing away now on the left leg of Chris Masters.
Well, if you've ever stepped off the curb the wrong way or ever even just banged your knee on the side of a table, you can only imagine the pain that Chris Masters is in right now.
I've done that many times.
I'm sure you have, you clumsy oaf. And also notice Chris Masters' knee pad is pulled all the way down. That's courtesy of Drew McIntyre exposing that patella, the kneecap.
Look how aggressive McIntyre is right now. Not wasting any time, continuing now to torque the knee.
Notice that Drew McIntyre is pushing on the toes of Chris Masters. That increases the pressure on the tendons as well as the ligaments in the knee and ankle.
A chance here tonight for Masters and MVP to prove their worth, to prove that they should be the #1 contenders for the tag team titles. But right now, it's not looking good. Look at McIntyre trying to take a cheap shot. No! And that allows Masters to take advantage. Can he make the tag?
If Chris Masters can tag an MVP, the entire energy and momentum of this contest will change. Here comes Cody Rhodes. Here comes MVP.
And the street roller, throwing lefts and rights.
Whoa, belly to back suplex here.
And a second one. Look at MVP balling right now.
MVP certainly on a roll.
And then now MVP getting a shot back on McIntyre, comes flying right at us. It's like 3D television.
Credit Cody Rhodes for staying on top of his game. After receiving 3 German suplexes on the back of his head, suplex if you will.
And MVP looked like he just dunked Rhodes. And how about the momentum that MVP has gotten here? One of the most devastating jump shots in the WWE. Oh, look, think of playmaker, but here comes McIntyre, straight from behind.
Master lock submission hold, but Chris Masters and Drew McIntyre are not legal. Cody and MVP are.
And now Rhodes locked in the master lock. Out goes Masters, and like you said, it's Rhodes and MVP are the 2 legal men. MVP disposes of McIntyre. And look at that, right to the eyeballs.
Smart.
Cody Rhodes, and Crossroads, the devastating Crossroads. Come on. Did you see Rhodes digging his fingers into the eyeballs?
Here are your winners, the WWE Tag Team Champions, Drew McIntyre and Dashing Cody Rhodes.
Can you imagine if MVP did that to Cody Rhodes' face? He'd be filing lawsuits, he'd be suing.
Well, Cody Rhodes has the baby blues, the blue eyes, and that's what makes a star, is your look and your talent. Congratulations, Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre, victorious here on WWE Superstars. Todd, take it away.
Well, it was Chris Masters with a master lock on Drew McIntyre, and then he puts it on Cody Rhodes. But as you can see, McIntyre stomps Rhodes away, and Rhodes, being the legal man now, had to deal with MVP.
Well, you'll take a win any way you can get it. Cody Rhodes with some ocular manifestation, and then the Crossroads. MVP's head bouncing off the canvas. 1, 2, 3. Once again, Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre victorious.
So Rhodes turns MVP's brown eyes red. And look at Chris Masters. Talk about a brutal physical confrontation. You just witnessed it here on WWE Superstars. We'll see you tomorrow night. It's Kane versus Randy Orton on Friday Night SmackDown.
Following contest is scheduled for 1 fall, making his way to the ring from Los Angeles, California, weighing in at 265 pounds, the masterpiece, Chris Masters.
Matt, here's a superstar who has certainly earned the moniker the Masterpiece. Will he be successful tonight? We'll find out in our main event. Welcome back to WWE Superstars, everybody. It's main event time. 2 of the most powerful superstars in the WWE, Chris Masters and Tyler Reks, set to go one-on-one, Matt.
Well, Chris Masters is awaiting the inevitable.
Making his way to that ring in at 252 pounds, Tyler Reks.
You know, normally here in the WWE, we have a luxury of scouting superstars, but with Tyler Reks, there's an X factor. There's a fear of the unknown. This is why kids are afraid of the dark, because you don't know what's out there. Right now, Chris Masters is about to venture into uncharted waters with Tyler Reks.
Matt, I have chills. I get this uneasy feeling when the ominous dreadlock.
Oh.
Well, that too, but the ominous dreadlock Demolition Man, anytime he comes out here, it's like you said, you don't know what to expect. And neither does Tyler Reks' opponent.
So you're just going to echo what I just said?
I reaffirmed your point.
Is it because I stole your notes before the show?
Incredible main event set to take place. Obviously, two of the strongest superstars to ever step foot in the WWE ring.
Well, listen, all kidding aside, I mean, obviously you want to scout your opponent, but listen, you're a competitor. Chris Masters is a competitor. He's been in the ring before. He's going to go at Tyler Reks with everything he has.
This is the time of year when everybody turns up the intensity. Those bright lights of the road to WrestleMania start to become visible, Matt. What happens when pure strength meets raw aggression? We're about to find out.
It's going to be interesting for the psyche of Tyler Reks. Normally, Tyler is the more powerful of the two inside the ring. How will Tyler react to being in there with the obviously stronger Chris Masters, or is Chris stronger?
Chris Masters, who uses that master lock submission, that full Nelson that nobody has been able to break since Masters returned to the WWE. My question to you, Matt, will Masters be able to get it on someone as strong as Reks?
That's a good question, but again, if Chris Masters is the master of the hold, he should be able to get it on everyone from Rey Mysterio all the way up to the Big Show.
And conversely, oh, there we go.
You talking about sneakers now?
Ooh. I'm not so sure. Reks will be able to get Masters in that burning hammer. Nice headlock takeover here.
Look at that. Now, normally you'd expect powerful moves, but Chris Masters going to a rather rudimentary side headlock trying to ground his equally large opponent.
Masters right now trying to suck the air out of Tyler Reks, the dreadlock demolition man who's been on a roll as of late.
You know, listen, every superstar does something to warm up, but Jack, I have to call you out. I saw you doing push-ups to warm up to come out and do commentary before the show, man. What's that about?
Matt, you're out here amongst the greatest athletes in the world, the most excitement in the world. Anything to get those jitters out. I still get, like I said, I get goosebumps for multiple reasons coming out.
I'm sure you do, but they have cream for that. Moving forward, now Tyler Reks has worked into the side headlock, trying to show Chris Masters that anything you can do, I can do better.
Reks is so powerful, he was able to take the Big Show off his feet at Survivor Series. There's not a lot of superstars that can say they did that. Oh. Oh. Now the contrast of power here, Matt. Oh, into the ropes. Oh, down.
Where's the contrast? You mean the pretty power of Chris Masters versus the brute, ugly power of Tyler Reks?
Absolutely.
Is that where you were going with that?
Oh, no, out to the arena floor goes Reks. Masters feeling it. Feeding off the energy of the WWE Universe. Back to what I was saying, Masters has a strength that comes from the gym, whereas Reks has more of an animalistic rage.
Okay, so Tyler Reks is kind of like a mountain lion. He needs his own space and a steady supply of prey. Will Chris Masters be that prey tonight? See what I did there?
Very good.
Thanks, Jack. Did you have a good Christmas?
Absolutely. These superstars here looking for a pleasant 2011, both hoping to be entered. Oh, look at this, the master lock outside the ropes though, Matt. You can't win like that.
No, Chris is going to have to break the hold being in the ropes.
Wow.
And Tyler Reks taking full advantage. How will an injured left arm affect this match? We'll find out when Superstars rolls on next.
Welcome back to WWE Superstars, everybody. An incredible main event. The dreadlock demolition man, Tyler Reks, continuing to work on Chris Masters' shoulder.
Well, while we were away, Tyler Reks focuses the attack on the left shoulder of Chris Masters, utilizing the ring post. And it's brilliant strategy because Masters likes to use the full Nelson submission hold, which, of course, Chris uses both of his arms. Without a left arm, what can Chris Masters do?
Masters has a history of upper torso injuries. He may have dislocated his shoulder here. Matt, is there any way you can come back from a devastating...
I'll tell you from experience, I've had separated shoulders. You have to go through adrenaline. You have to really just let the fight take over it. You can deal with the injury after the match.
Reks so aggressive, so mystifying. What does he have up his sleeve now? Oh, he planted him. Cover here. Reks.
Notice how badly Tyler wants that win, lifting his rear up off the mat to put more pressure on Chris Masters' chest.
Reks hoping to be one of the participants in this year's 30-man over-the-top rope extravaganza live January 30th. Cannot wait for the Royal Rumble. Matt, we already are sold out in Boston, Massachusetts.
Of course, the winner of the Royal Rumble has the opportunity, earns the right to headline WrestleMania. But that's still a little while off. It's going to be guys jockeying for position heading up to the Royal Rumble.
The way this match is going for the masterpiece, I'm not so sure he's going to be physically able to compete in the Royal Rumble if this punishment continues.
Come on, the Rumble's a few weeks away. Chris is an athlete. Don't count out Chris Masters just yet.
Oh. Back and forth seesaw battle. Who will gain the upper hand as Reks continues to have his way with the masterpiece? Honestly, you got a guy in master size, 265 pounds. Do you think Reks will be able to get him in that signature burning hammer if he has the opportunity?
Well, the burning hammer you're alluding to is Tyler Reks' impact finishing maneuver, but notice what Tyler's doing here. He's trying to wear down his opponent, trying to garner a submission. After several pinfall attempts, he realizes that Chris Masters still has some fight in him, so Tyler Reks doing the smart thing, trying to wear down Chris Masters.
There's no quit in the masterpiece as he battles back, injured shoulder and all.
Oh, hold that! Nice.
Things are going from bad to worse for Chris Masters.
Look at this.
Oh, again, notice how he hooked that shoulder.
I did notice that. I can see it. I'm watching television.
Matt, have you ever had an opponent target one of your body parts?
Absolutely. All the greats do it. And take a look. It's something little like this. Watch the placement of Tyler's foot. Just underneath the armpit, catching the shoulder, and then right back to work.
Cover here. No. Wow. Thought he was going for a cover. I think he just wanted to inflict more pain. This is where the animalistic rage
Well, Jack, let me ask you,
play.
you're a guy. If you're in a fight and you have a big guy like Tyler Reks bearing down on you, he keeps going to attack your arm, what would you do here?
Well, hey, it's not about me. I would run away. I'm not the man that Chris Masters or Tyler Reks is.
There he is, my broadcast partner, Jack Corpella, ladies and gentlemen. Nicest guy in the room. No, that's a good answer, actually, because most guys would run away from Tyler Reks, so you do bring up a good point that Chris Masters is in this fight.
I can tell you right now, if I saw these two superstars out, it's almost one of those situations where if they got into it, you would want to run away, but you would also want to watch, because they're two behemoths.
That's brilliant.
Appreciate it.
Oh! Listen, Chris Masters has a plethora of strength, just used it there. This could be the turning point for Chris Masters.
The big question remains, can Masters overcome that shoulder injury? Is this the break he's been waiting for? Big boot to the head of Reks. Oh!
Chris has to be careful that his frustrations don't get the better of him being on the outside of the ring.
Yeah! Look at that big Samoan drop by Masters. Is this it? What a way to end 2010 right there for the masterpiece.
2010.
2010, tomato.
What'd you call me? No.
Bam! Masters, the one-armed man, he doesn't care. He's feeling it now, adrenaline running through his veins. You can see still injured. Uh-oh, going for the master lock. Is he strong enough to lock it in? Oh, Tyler Reks now. Into a backslide, pinning combination, too. Almost a resourceful victory there for the masterpiece. What an incredible main event we are watching here on WWE Superstars. Masters goes down again, cover here.
Well, now Tyler Reks has to be asking himself, what do I have to do to put Chris Masters away? Tyler should be careful to not let frustration get the best of him now. Said that fast.
This is where we truly see what Reks is made of. Many times he's been able to put away his opponents with such maneuvers, but he's only been able to get a 2 count out of Masters thus far.
Otherwise, the match would be over, so that's a great observation, Copernicus.
Thank you. Uh-oh. Perhaps burning hammer time. What does Reks? No! What a counter back body drop and a beauty by Chris Masters. Both of these superstars feeling the effects. This could be a costly match. Oh, now the shoulder again into the turnbuckle. Oh, he's got him set up for the burning hammer. Matt.
What?
Oh! Good night. Nobody gets up from the burning hammer. Forget about it.
Here is your winner, Tyler Reks.
The Dreadlock Demolition Man uses that wrecking ball of a maneuver to overcome the power of Chris Masters. Yes, I think it'll be a happy new year for Reks.
Take nothing away from Chris Masters. Valiant, but the eyes of Tyler Reks will tell you the story. Focused and determined to focus the attack on the left arm, could not get the master lock submission hold, and from here, Jack, it was all elementary.
Reks so cunning, so animalistic, got out of the way right at the opportunity, was able to capitalize, inflict some more damage onto that shoulder of Masters, and no one gets up from the burning hammer.
Well, they say let old acquaintance be forgot. Jack, I want to wish you a Happy New Year. We want to wish everyone a Happy New Year from all of your friends on Friday Night SmackDown. You play with toys, Jack?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
One fall, making his way to the ring from Los Angeles, California, weighing in at 265 pounds, the masterpiece, Chris Mister.
This match is a byproduct of what happened last week. Chris Masters was in a grueling tag team match against Curt Hawkins and Chavo Guerrero. As we saw earlier, this match spills over into singles competition.
Question tonight, can anybody break that unforgiving clamp, that remorseless clasp, the master lock, which has been a dominant force here?
And from Queens, New York, weighing in at 237 pounds, Curt Hawkins.
He is self-righteous, Hawkins is self-absorbed and very pompous, and last week here on Superstars, Hawkins found himself caught in that bear trap maneuver, the master lock. Hawkins has vowed to avenge the loss.
Yeah, dude, I'm not afraid to say it. I don't like Curt Hawkins. He has no respect for the tradition of what we do in the industry of the WWE. There are certain rites of passage that guys have to go through in order to be accepted by their brethren, by the fraternity. Curt Hawkins feels he's above those rites of passage. Someone like that doesn't last very long in the WWE.
No question about it. Hawkins appears to be running out of excuses as Hawkins has found himself in the midst of the losing streak as of late. Matt even blamed our commentary for his
He blamed your commentary, not mine.
That's not what he said.
Listen, either way, Curt Hawkins is cocky. He's conceited, but he really needs to back it up. And right now, he is in there with a bona fide superstar in Chris Masters.
What a shoulder block by the masterpiece. The masterpiece, fresh off a victory this past week on NXT over Byron Saxton, where again the master lock reigns supreme.
Oh, master lock is a full Nelson submission where Chris Masters locks his hands behind his opponent's neck.
Oh. Big spine buster by the masterpiece. Just take a look at that powerful, shredded physique. You know, even world-class championship. About to say world-class championship bodybuilders, even like Jay Cutler, respect the masterpiece. But
I thought you were making a world-class Eric Embry reference, but okay.
Right now, masterpiece on the receiving end of some punishment by Hawkins. Oh. The self-proclaimed potty starter, Curt Hawkins, eagerly wanting to avenge that loss from last week. Both of these superstars hoping to gain entry into the Royal Rumble match. Matt, check this out. I did a little homework.
Hang on, let me get ready.
Oh, goodness.
Okay, go ahead.
Masters may have just broken his nose. We certainly hope Masters will be ready for that Royal Rumble match. As I was about to say, 7 of the last 10 Royal Rumble match winners have gone on to WrestleMania to win a major title. That's how pivotal the Royal Rumble match is.
Well, that stat is impressive. Never has any superstar, hang on, cover here, had to go through 40 or 39 other superstars in order to make it to WrestleMania. This will be the biggest and toughest Royal Rumble match ever.
Very good point, Matt.
Thanks, buddy.
Certainly will be an unprecedented Royal Rumble match.
Do you have a pick?
So many choices, so hard to tell at this point.
So is that a no? You're just gonna inhale a lot into the microphone?
I mean, how do you bet against a competitor like Rey Mysterio? How do you bet against a competitor like John Cena? We really won't know until we see the list of official Royal Rumble entrants. Here we go, cover.
That was not bad. You could be a politician.
Right now, Hawkins having his way with the masterpiece. Matt, as we have seen in recent weeks, though, that master lock can come out of nowhere.
Well, again, this is a wise strategy by Curt Hawkins to utilize a submission hold on the left arm of Chris Masters. A compromised left arm may compromise the master lock submission hold.
Tremendous action here on WWE Superstars. Matt, you were there last week on SmackDown when Barrett, Gabriel, Slater, and Jackson brutalized the Big Show. Do you think we'll see this vicious group again tomorrow night on SmackDown?
I can only speculate. Friday Night SmackDown is certainly becoming a very volatile place.
Oh! Oh no! Will he lock it in? Will Masters lock in the signature?
Yes, the fingers are locked, the chin pressed against the chest, and Curt Hawkins has passed out. Congratulations, Chris Masters.
It is an unmerciful clench. The painful, agonizing master lock continues to eliminate opponents here in the WWE. Well, speaking of elimination, who faced an elimination this past week on NXT?
Night so far here on WWE Superstars. We are getting set for a terrific matchup. Drew McIntyre gonna have his hands full, Josh, with the masterpiece, Chris Masters.
Great opportunity for both of these superstars here tonight. Drew McIntyre and Chris Masters. What a main event in store for all of us here, Scott.
Two superstars gunning for a victory. It's Masters, McIntyre. Our main event coming up next. Back here on WWE Superstars, Scott Stanford, Josh Matthews getting set for our main event. Former Intercontinental Champ Drew McIntyre. Josh gonna need to keep his emotions in check if he wants to beat this guy.
His opponent from Los Angeles, California, weighing in at 265 pounds, the masterpiece, Chris Masters.
I love this pairing. I can't wait to see how Drew McIntyre and Chris Masters do against each other here in our main event on Superstars. Two guys who are both trying to, well, find their way on Monday Night Raw. Victory here will go a long way for either Masters or McIntyre.
And if you look up the word physical specimen in the dictionary, there's a picture of my partner, Josh Matthews, holding a picture of this man, Chris Masters.
Physical specimen is 2 words, so you won't find it in the dictionary.
Oh,
or
you know I meant to say phrase. You know what I meant. You're still there, though.
I don't even think anyone uses a dictionary anymore. It's called Google or the internet, Scott.
Dictionary.com, maybe? Talk about physique and power. The entire physical package. 6'4", 265 pounds. Chris Masters going up against Drew McIntyre. Masters drafted back to Raw last month. Certainly one of the strongest superstars here in the WWE. Drew McIntyre also drafted to Raw.
Yeah, so as I mentioned, this is a great opportunity for these two guys to make a name for themselves here as they look to begin anew on Monday nights.
Masters still looking for championship glory of some sort here in the WWE. Do you remember back when Drew McIntyre came out? He was the chosen one. He was undefeated for like the first 8 months of his WWE career.
I do remember that. And he still is, Scott. He still is the chosen one, is Drew McIntyre.
Well, he may be the chosen one, I should say. But he's very upset. He tells me he feels like it was pure jealousy and politics that killed his career on SmackDown. He said he was the chosen one, and he could see how that could cause a lot of jealousy. I can find.
I think that Drew McIntyre was pretty successful on Friday nights, looking to continue that success here on Monday Night Raw. I liked it. McIntyre perhaps reaching for the brass ring, wants more out of his career, but I don't think that Drew can complain about the kind of success he had on SmackDown. And Masters going for the Master Lock.
No. Great job by McIntyre to get out of that Master Lock.
Get up. Listen to me now. Get it back.
Such a tremendous submission hold by Chris Masters.
Way up. Work up. Let's go.
This is where Drew McIntyre has to be careful not to get overly frustrated too early. McIntyre has a tendency to lose his cool throughout his matches, and his opponents have been able to capitalize on that.
McIntyre going to work now on Chris Masters.
Out there. Let's go. Out of the corner. Back it up. 1, 2, 3.
McIntyre still very upset that he wasn't any part of wrestling. Whoa! Vicious clotheslines by Chris Masters.
Not sure if Drew McIntyre expected this kind of fight from Chris Masters here tonight.
Oh! Vicious chop across the chest. Another one. Josh, you witnessed on SmackDown, Drew McIntyre was making his exit, thought he would make a little buzz with Randy. Oh, wow! What an atomic knee drop. Masters setting him up now. Getting him up. Oh, vicious suplex. Masters in for the cover. 2 count, no.
Really been impressed with Chris Masters here tonight.
Masters started training for this career in the WWE since he was just 16 years old. And you could certainly tell he works hours in that gymnasium.
Oh, great innovation there by Drew McIntyre.
McIntyre working now on the left leg. Taking a break here at the commentary desk.
I think McIntyre's just trying to get his wits about him here, trying to think of what to do next here to Chris Masters.
Both fellas now feeling the effects of a brutal matchup as he continues to work on the left leg of Masters.
Solid game plan here by Drew McIntyre.
Take the legs out from a much stronger Chris Masters. Masters will not give up. McIntyre working now on that left ankle, the left knee, extending it. On his way off, McIntyre.
It's a great opportunity for Drew McIntyre to just ground and pound Chris Masters here.
I was saying earlier, as McIntyre was making his exit from SmackDown, Randy Orton gave him a nice little RKO present on his way out.
Well, Drew McIntyre has the opportunity now to wipe the slate clean and begin all new right here. Wow, another great takedown there by McIntyre.
He rams that shoulder into the left thigh. Chris Masters now trying to get to his feet. McIntyre outside now. He's going to use the ring post.
Well, that's what started this whole thing for Drew McIntyre.
Looking to set up a figure 4 around the ring post. He's got it locked in. He's got that locked in. We got a real barn burner cooking here on Superstars. We'll find out who comes out on top next. Back here on WWE Superstars. Drew McIntyre, Chris Masters locked in a beauty. And you know, Josh, no offense to the sport of boxing, but this is a main event. Pacquiao Mosley fight last Saturday, less exciting than a documentary on a Phillips head screw job.
And we've seen the sadistic nature of Drew McIntyre as this one has unfolded. McIntyre has been relentless to the knee of Chris Masters.
Both of these fellas coming over from SmackDown, and don't kid yourself, Masters and McIntyre have a history of bruising, brutal confrontations in that ring, just like you're seeing right here tonight. McIntyre in for the cover. That's going to, no, 2 count. Masters digging down. Both fellas looking for victory here on WWE Superstars. Josh, you said it earlier. What a notch in the belt it would be for one of these fellas here tonight.
Just more opportunities, more reps, more victories. That's what Drew McIntyre and Chris Masters both need to get noticed and work their way up the ladder.
And again, McIntyre going to work. Just twisting and turning that left knee, the left ankle, but Masters gets out of it.
Yeah, great perseverance by Chris Masters, writhing in pain, but Masters able to throw those vicious shots and break the hold of Drew McIntyre.
Masters now can't muscle up the power because of the bad leg. Oh, vicious drop kick. McIntyre digging down for some extra power and energy. Look at this. This is going to do it. No. McIntyre continues now. How is Chris Masters going to walk out of this arena tonight?
And you can see that Drew McIntyre has exposed the knee of Chris Masters by removing that the knee pad that Masters was wearing. Now can inflict even more damage to Chris Masters.
Drew McIntyre imposing a lot of pain as he seemingly just knocked cold Chris Masters.
Now a confident smile across the face of Drew McIntyre.
And I'll tell you what, Drew McIntyre telling me earlier today, Josh, that he has given up just about everything in his personal life to make a go of it here in the WWE. And right now, he is doing a fine job. He goes up and over.
Great counter by Chris Masters.
Masters able to muster up enough strength. Masters, wow! Chris Masters now looking to make an offensive comeback, but trying to get up on that leg now. Masters has to dig down deep. The left leg in excruciating pain, but he uses the right foot to land it on the chin of Drew McIntyre. Masters, wow, comes off the turnbuckle. He could barely walk. Oh, vicious chops now. And McIntyre gets out of that Irish whip, but no!
Wow, what impact right there by Masters.
That's gonna do it. No! Both of these fellas exhausted. They have utilized every ounce of energy they could muster up. Oh! Chris Masters has been chopping away at Drew McIntyre this entire match. Oh! And again, that left leg of Chris Masters just won't hold him up.
Yeah, you can see how much damage has been done.
Future shock DDT coming up. No! Masters somehow counters.
Tremendous show of resolve from Chris Masters.
Drew McIntyre had the future shock DDT all set up. Masters now. Drew, who's gonna roll it over? A show of power. A challenge of strength here. And it's Chris Masters rolling him over. Again, the future shock DDT, no! Masters out of it again. But McIntyre going right back to work on the leg.
So wise there of Drew McIntyre.
Oh. What a fantastic main event here on WWE Superstars. And there it is, he's got it locked in. He's got the master lock locked in on Drew McIntyre. That's gonna do it. Chris Masters digging down deep. Wow.
Here is your winner, the Chris Masters.
What an unbelievable main event here on WWE Superstars.
Yeah, Scott, I definitely have to say that Chris Masters got himself noticed here tonight. Drew McIntyre was rolling early on in this matchup. McIntyre had systematically taken apart Chris Masters, but a huge mistake right here. Wow. And it would allow for Chris Masters to lock in his signature submission, the Master Lock. Drew McIntyre locked up, forced to tap out there to Chris Masters.
So it's Chris Masters victorious here on Superstar as yet another setback for Drew McIntyre. What an amazing night it's going to be tomorrow night on SmackDown. He's Josh Matthews. I'm Scott Stanford. Good night, everybody.
Brooklyn, New York in the house tonight here on Superstars. And Josh, JTG been very bitter as of late. And I'll tell you what, it seems like he has a completely new attitude.
I think JTG is bringing out that attitude that represents what Brooklyn really is all about. Those of you that have been to Brooklyn, it's got a vibe to it, it's got a feel, and I think JTG is starting to let that Brooklyn vibe kind of shine through.
The pack, 6'4", 265 pounds of pure power. Masterpiece, Chris Masters. You look up the word cocky in the dictionary. There's a picture of Masters holding a picture of himself. But he's got the ability to back up that cockiness, Josh.
Dare I say Chris Masters is one or two pieces away from becoming a primetime player here in WWE. Perhaps if Masters can knock off the attitude and aggressiveness of JTG here tonight, it'll be the first step in Chris Masters going on to bigger and better things, Scott.
So a terrific matchup here on Superstars. Masters, JTG, and I'll tell you what, no disrespect to Steve Lombardi, but JTG also a brawler from Brooklyn.
Two completely different eras and genres.
Let's go, work
and
out.
Superstars. JTG is kind of that new generation kind of guy.
Back it up.
And you can see JTG just kind of playing, toying with Chris Masters here early on.
Yeah, and JTG told me earlier on, Josh, he's been in the WWE for 5 years now and catering to the WWE Universe, who he now refers to as haters. And he says that's all changing now. He is out for #1 himself.
Work your way out, let's go.
And hey, look, that's the kind of attitude that I feel WWE Superstars need to have. That's the attitude you need to possess in order to get to the top, in order to be a champion here in WWE.
JTG running into that big shoulder of Chris Masters. He told me basically when his NXT rookie Jacob Novak was the first one voted off the show, it was a bad reflection on him. And JTG says the fans turned on him as well. So now it's time to worry about himself, and he is out for a title shot. That's what he told me exclusively earlier on today.
And I like the attitude of JTG in the early going, kind of taking his time, telling Chris Masters, hey, you know what, we're going to get this thing started when I want, but now Masters trying to speed things up a bit.
Masters going in for the cover now, hook of the leg. JTG looking to get out of dodge. JTG. Kick of the head with those Timberlands. And again, using those Timberlands to his advantage. I don't even know how you work in those things.
Well, JTG successful here in the early goings against Chris Masters, and they're the new attitude, the aggressive nature of JTG.
The self-proclaimed flyest superstar in the WWE.
You know, Jay grew up in Brooklyn. He saw a lot of guys come up around that area during, when JTG was a young man, and I think those guys perhaps inspired JTG, you know, to get to that level.
Masters now looking to get out of the corner. His vicious chop on JTG reverberating throughout the arena. Wow. Man, that's got a sting.
As I said, I think Chris Masters just 1 or 2 steps away, Scott. 1 or 2 steps away from being a huge impact player.
JTG going in for the cover. Masters victorious a couple of weeks ago here on Superstars against Drew McIntyre. A couple of weeks ago as well. JTG the victim of the heat seeker courtesy of Curt Hawkins. So both fellas.
I know you're very impressed with Chris Masters and his master lock submission maneuver that Chris loves to utilize, loves to put away his opponents with.
It looked like JTG looking to work some type of side headlock here on Masters, but Masters just too strong. Wow.
And real quick, back to the master lock. It's one thing get a superstar pinned for 3 seconds. It's another thing to make somebody, you know, physically tap out or verbally say, I've had enough, and that's what Chris Masters loves to accomplish.
Yeah, if you've ever been in a full Nelson yourself, you know how much that hurts, but just getting it from Masters has to be twice as bad as he goes to work now.
Maybe 4 or 5 times as bad.
JTG in a lot of trouble right now here in this match. Masters up and at him. Oh! Chris Masters, the flying shoulder block.
This is where Masters has to pick up the intensity, stay on top of JTG. Thunderous impact.
Wow, spine buster, that's gonna do it. No. JTG kicking out. Wow, JTG enduring some tremendous punishment here on Superstars at the hands of Chris Masters.
Well, there's an old saying, Scott, if you want to, you know, sort of carry a certain attitude, you're going to have to show that you can deal with certain types of environments, and that's the environment that JTG is showing, hey, I belong in right now.
JTG now going to work his own way. He's looking to roll a little dice here. Are we going to see that mugshot from JTG? No! Misses with the Timberlands. Here we go, look at this. Masters got it locked in, the master lock. Nobody gets out of this submission hold. JTG going down, the master lock is in, and that is gonna do it. Chris Masters, victorious.
Chris Masters took an opportunity from a mistake made by JTG, and Masters did the best with it. Put on the master lock. JTG basically had no choice. Once you're locked inside the master lock, Chris Masters is going to put you away. And that's what happened to the Brooklyn Bourne. Check, 1, 2.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Swagger out for blood after a disappointing loss to Alex Riley last week. Tonight, the All-American American going one-on-one with the masterpiece, Chris Masters. The WWE SummerSlam is presented by 7-Eleven. Pick up exclusive and collectible Slurpee and Super Big Gulp cups featuring WWE Superstars and Legends only at 7-Eleven. Oh, thank heaven.
I think our competitor in our main event can go through a couple of Super Big Gulp cups. The All-American American, Jack Swagger, all set for action.
Well, incredible action so far here on WWE Superstars. Josh, this should be a terrific matchup between two incredible athletes.
No doubt about it. Chris Masters and the All-American American, Jack Swagger.
Masters and Swagger both pretty similar in size. Give the masterpiece the edge and strength, while you have to give the technical edge over to Swagger. Both fellas, Josh, with very effective, very punishing submission holds.
Oh yeah, Jack Swagger will look for his patented ankle lock submission maneuver to put away Chris Masters. Masters with his master lock will try to make Jack Swagger submit in that fashion.
You know, I wonder if Swagger took notice of Otunga McGillicuddy wearing that special oil last week to help slip out of that master lock.
I don't know. I mean, Jack Swagger's a two-time All-American from the University of Oklahoma in both football and collegiate wrestling, where as a sophomore, Swagger picked up 30 victories by way of pinfall.
And that was indeed a record at the University of Oklahoma. 30 pins. Imagine that as a sophomore.
So not only will Swagger look for the ankle lock, but he'll also look to pin the shoulders of Chris Masters to the mat.
And Masters so powerful, but he doesn't have that amateur background like Swagger does, so should be very interesting. Two very contrasting styles here on our Superstars main event as
Masters utilizing that power now, but there's Swagger utilizing the amateur wrestling background.
And Swagger just so technically sound here as he's in control of Chris Masters in the early goings. Great look at the intensity in the eyes of Jack Swagger.
And if you're thinking Swagger's looked upset of late, well, you know what he has. Jack telling me earlier today, he's been to the mountaintop, and he won't be happy until he gets back.
Yeah, Jack Swagger's a former world heavyweight champion, a Mr. Money in the Bank winner. Jack Swagger's accomplished a lot here in WWE, and he's trying to get back to that situation where he's in contention for a WWE or a World Heavyweight Championship.
Masters goes to work now. Swagger gonna take a timeout.
There's nothing wrong with this. There's nothing wrong with Jack Swagger regrouping and refocusing and re-strategizing here against Chris Masters.
Kind of kills the momentum somewhat. Masters was building, and Swagger complaining now about the technique of Masters. And we begin the count. Masters teaming up with Santino last week here on Superstars. As these two getting ready to go back at it. By the way, Josh, my sources tell me, my well-placed sources tell me, Masters dating an A-list Hollywood celebrity.
Really?
I asked him about it. He kind of blew me off. I will get to the bottom of it.
Did you get any indication as to who this A-list celebrity is?
I threw out a few names, Aniston, Courtney Cox, nothing. I couldn't get anything out of him. Not a thing. He was very tight-lipped.
What about Lisa Kudrow? We'll finish out the Friends threesome.
I was a big fan of that show. They were the first two that came to mind. Swagger now going back to work. We'll get to the bottom of it. I'll find out who he's dating.
I can't wait for the answer to this one, Scott.
We know it's not Demi Moore, but I'll get to the bottom of it.
No, Demi Moore is spoken for.
Swagger now. Going to work. Back and forth. Masters flying through the air with the elbow. And here comes Chris Masters now. Look out. Jack Swagger in trouble now. Up and over.
Powerhouse Chris Masters trying to take over.
Masters hooking the leg. Swagger gets out. Got to hook Jack Swagger a little better than that in order to grab the pin on the All-American American.
Come on, Chris. Back it up now.
Some experts believe that Jack Swagger sometimes feels he's so good, that he's so athletically gifted that perhaps at times he takes his opponents for granted. You have to wonder if Swagger perhaps not taking Masters all that serious before this one started.
Huge leg drop, and that's going to do it for Jack Swagger. No,
not so fast.
Swagger not going down so quickly, and both of these fellas looking for a win, looking to move up under Triple H's new regime here in the WWE. I, by the way, think Triple H doing a fine job here so far, John.
No, it's just an example of new beginnings happening here in WWE. Opportunities for all superstars, especially ones like Masters there, but Jack Swagger able to avoid disaster.
Vicious forearm to the back of the head of Masters. Visibly in pain. Swagger going to work now. Working on the back. Swagger going in for the cover, hooking the leg. Two warriors, and Swagger and Masters going at it. Both looking for a way to lock on their vicious submission holds. We've got a real humdinger going on here on Superstars.
Say humdinger?
Yes. Back here on WWE Superstars. Boy, what a coup it would be. What a stepping stone up that ladder if Chris Masters would come up with a win over Jack Swagger.
Swagger's looking good, though, Scott.
So far, Swagger going to town on that back of Chris Masters. And when you have a guy so powerful like Masters is, the way to go is to take out the middle of his body via that lower back. And that's what Swagger's doing here right now. No!
Quick turnaround there.
Wow. Chris Masters.
Scott, earlier you talked about how powerful and strong Chris Masters is. What I'm seeing here tonight is some speed and agility from Masters.
Masters going on sheer determination and will right now. Oh, my goodness. What a vicious clothesline. Both fellas so evenly matched as far as size.
Great move, though. Great move there by Swagger.
Oh, big boot to the face. That's got to do it. Swagger, 2, no. Masters manages to get out of it. Jack working on the leg, and then he goes right up top to the face. Unbelievable. Look at this.
Check this out right here by Swagger. The kick right to the jaw, right to the face of Chris Masters.
As we said earlier, both of these superstars would love to get their submission holds on the other. The ankle lock, of course, from Jack Swagger. The master lock from Chris Masters.
Yeah, but also, Scott, I would have to believe at this point Swagger and Masters would love to get some sort of pinfall victory. Just end this one here and get out of here with a win.
Look at Swagger, who continues to work viciously on that back now. Masters gets out of again. Swagger thinking, what do I need to do to defeat the masterpiece? Working on the midsection again with the scissors now. Those powerful legs of Jack Swagger. Just crushing the ribs and back.
And Swagger didn't give Masters any time for any sort of reprieve. Swagger stayed on top of Chris Masters.
4. Come on, Swagger, right in front of me.
Masters trying to regroup here, but Jack right back on top. But no, look at Chris Masters going to work now. Looking to mount some type of offense. Can he lift him up?
And you can see just how much damage has been done to the lower back of Chris Masters by Jack Swagger throughout much of this contest.
Oh my goodness, did you see that clothesline?
I did.
Chris Masters nearly flipped over, and I'll tell you what, Swagger taking too much time.
One more time as Jack Swagger, perhaps he can take his time now, Scott. Perhaps Swagger feels that this one's over. Swagger can just pick up the scraps of what's left of Chris Masters.
Jack Swagger, in my opinion, taking way too long, not even going in for a cover when he had Masters laying flat on the canvas as he nails him again. And Swagger now just looking to dole out some punishment.
A second ago, you just said you didn't agree with the strategy of Jack Swagger. So which one is it, Scott?
I don't agree with it. He's doling out the punishment. He probably could have pinned him about 2 minutes ago. Masters visible. Oh, look at this! Look at this! Master lock playing possum. Does he get it out? Can he get the master lock in? No. Wow. Oh! How did he muster that up with the bad back?
Sheer grit and determination alone there by Chris Masters. But here comes
Swagger running right into the boot. Tremendous matchup here in our main event on WWE Superstars. Masters going for a ride. Chris Masters going to work now.
This is an adrenaline rush by Chris Masters.
Jack Swagger. Wow, that's got to do it. Masters going to pick up a win here on No. And I'll tell you what, I think the lackadaisical attitude on the part of Jack Swagger about 5 minutes ago is going to come back to haunt him here. Swagger giving Masters time to regroup, but no. Oh!
Great counter.
Hook of the leg, nothing. Wow. 2 incredible athletes, 2 warriors here on Superstars. Back and forth.
And Scott, what you said there, it's not about Masters or Swagger giving the other one time. These guys are trying to figure out a strategy here. What can I do next after the punishment both men have taken throughout this match?
Yeah, both men just punishing each other here for the last several minutes. Swagger. Look out. No, he meets the knees of Chris Masters.
Windows open for Chris Masters.
Masters gonna lock it in, no. Swagger rolls him over now. He's got the ankle lock in place. Swagger's gonna get it in place. Can he lock it in? Yes, he's got it locked in. This is gonna do it. Swagger turns this thing around, and Chris Masters tapping out.
No choice.
Wow. Such incredible competition. Jack Swagger, Chris Masters. What an amazing main event here on Superstars.
Jack Swagger was able to get himself in a great position to lock on his patented ankle lock submission hold, but I think Swagger in victory learned a valuable lesson. You can't sleep on the athletic ability of Chris Masters. Check this out. As Masters would go for the master lock early on in this matchup, Jack Swagger with a great presence of mind there, and then it was just back and forth from here on out. Swagger would gain control, Masters would kick out, Masters would gain control, but this right here, Jack Swagger, great positioning, the ankle lock, in a very game Chris Masters had to tap out, but don't sleep on the ability of Chris Masters.
So the All-American a very impressive win over Chris Masters. That's going to do it for another tremendous edition of WWE Superstars. SummerSlam getting closer, everybody.
10 days.
Good night, my friends.